you. Whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday.
Yep.
Welcome to it. Hope you're having a good one.
I will never complain about being cold ever again.
I've seen the top of the hot.
I have
and it is
seen
not
the
good.
mountaintop, and it is terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
my God, and I'm going to Las Vegas
Yeah, you are in a couple days.
in
Or
like a week.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Why? Why am I doing this?
Oh, you'll have fun.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure it's going to be a blast.
They got lots of air conditioning.
How many big rum drinks am I going to have to drink to keep myself hydrated?
Ooh, the blue one's got a bigger flame than the red one.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Happy hot day to you.
Yeah.
Hope you're, some people love this, and they're like, oh,
No, I know. Those
God bless
people.
'em.
Those people are masochists.
I don't get you, but God bless you. So, yeah, happy hot Tuesday to you. In case you haven't noticed, I noticed yesterday when I almost hit one. They got the scooters downtown now. And, and I found out yesterday when I was coming into work, I go to see what I do is I park in a parking lot in it's a
An
city
undisclosed
parking lot.
location.
Yeah, it's a parking lot. It's basically it's a city parking area, but you got to go down the alley to get to it.
Right.
And so I go down the alley every morning, and someone was I guess someone had one of those scooters, and it ran out right in the middle of the alley. I mean, smack dab in the middle, and they just left it there.
What goes through someone's mind when, it's just, you're like, all right, well, about my day. Just hop off and walk on.
Well, that's what they did, because I turned the corner and I have to like slam on the brakes not to run over this thing because it's right there.
Right.
And so
You don't expect to see much of anything without headlights that time of the morning.
yeah,
In that
yeah.
alley.
Yeah, it was not what I expected, but so I moved it to the side once I got out and parked and did everything.
Yeah, at the very least, move it out of the flow of traffic, people.
Well, someone must have needed a scoot when they were in the alley in the last 24 hours because it scooted on down to wherever it's residing currently.
From what I've gathered, once you have run out of like app money or whatever, like you put a certain amount of money in like the app, and once you've run out, it just dies. Just stops working.
Well, apparently that's what it did right.
I don't know if it gives you a warning, like, hey, maybe you should find a safe place to park this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
I do want to try it.
Well, and I don't know all the details yet on it. So next time we get Juanita or some of the city folks in, because I didn't know anything about it, and it just kind of I literally popped on my radar
Mike
Monday morning at 06:30.
He almost inadvertently flipped the bird.
At 06:30, that's when I learned about it. Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
I've seen these in bigger cities, and it's actually kind of cool that we have them here.
I understand the concept.
I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing. I feel like they're moving it in
I've
like as
seen
a test.
people doing it, though.
Yeah, I have too, but I feel like they're moving it as like a test for UFO Festival. Like they're just trying to see how it
We'll
works.
see if it works. Yeah, I mean, it might be. I mean, I'm just saying it was kind of unnerving to turn around the corner and.
It was a weird place to see it. So you were the one who put it against the wall?
I did.
Okay.
I put it against the wall. It was sitting right in the middle of the alley, and I literally had to like lock up the brakes not to hit this thing because it was like right around the corner.
Yeah.
If you're coming off third onto the alley, I mean not third, second onto third. I was right, third onto the alley. I just was like, it was like, how you doing? I'm a scooter. And I was like, I thought at first, because I didn't know, it didn't dawn on me it was rentals. I'm like, is somebody laying in the ditch somewhere around here? Why is there just a scooter here? And then I parked and realized, oh, it's one of those public scooters.
So when I was driving into work yesterday, I passed the corral of them that was over at the main bus stop in Pioneer Plaza, like right there across the street from the courthouse. I saw them, and instantly my mind harkened back to, I think it was like a couple years ago when these things first really started taking off in like big cities. You were seeing like people that would like get them and then like throw them off of buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like just for the video, just like for the viral.
And then there's going to be some of that because people are savages and that's what they do.
Right.
But just, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't like the fact that they just lay around everywhere. That kind of bugs me. I wish there was like little parking places you could pick them up and drop them off at or something, but I don't know.
They have GPSs on them, I'm thinking. I'm hoping the ones that we have GPSs.
They should just drive back to... That's a good side hustle.
Because that's how it works.
That would be weird.
Hire some dude in a truck to go around and pick up all the
I thought you were saying like they autonomously come back. Like you push a button and they just...
I wish they could.
Robots rise and they just start scooting down the street by themselves.
You just see some random homeless guy jump on to catch a ride back to the base.
That's weird.
Yeah, but
the station.
As you were saying, like with the pay model, it's like that's how it is. You just drive it to a certain point, and then you can leave it wherever it is, and then they come pick it up.
Yeah.
That's how...
Well, if you guys do that,
it's convenient,
leaving it in the middle of the street's not one of those places.
Yeah,
just saying.
don't do that.
Maybe, push it over the side somewhere. Just turn like, oh, I'm done with it. I don't care if it's in the middle of the lane. Yeah.
The wheels locked.
That's not that heavy.
I would argue, yeah, exactly.
I easily moved it to the side, and I'm no, Mr. Atlas. Here,
right.
Right.
We work in radio, folks. We're not known for our physical prowess.
I've lifted a bag or two.
Sedentary is pretty much just describes radio.
That's right. I'm like, does that thing come with air conditioning and doors and a car? I don't want to be on it unless it's air conditioned. Yeah, I can do it.
It's moving, because I think they're electric, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
It didn't look like they were being powered by people's feet.
No. I think
just zooming.
Yeah. They got a battery on them and they
light up
around. Yeah. It's propelled selfly.
That'd be awesome. I'm gonna be a little late to Artesia this morning, Gene. I'm scooting as fast as I can.
It's kind of like a payphone. You keep putting quarters in it like every couple miles.
You swipe your card.
Well, anyway, they're out and about, so be on the lookout. And I guess pay a little attention as you turn around corners that you can't see around.
Yep.
Because there might be just one of those scooters just randomly sitting there in the middle of the road.
You too may flip the bird.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We'll scoot on to the rundown. I get 5 miles to the gallon this hog.
There was I can't remember what the movie was, but there was I think it was maybe someone with Ryan Reynolds, Van Wilder.
Okay.
Maybe. It was they were in a golf cart, and one guy was like revving an engine of a car, and he was in a golf cart. He goes, wee. Never forgotten that. You rev a golf cart, that's the sound you're gonna get.
Yeah. But it'll move. You can't like rev a
You gotta
golf
hold
cart.
your foot on the brake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Then-
it's a real complicated move.
Then you're gonna drop the electric engine down in there.
I broke another one.
That's right. You can jump a golf cart, by the way.
Yes, only once.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
All right, let me give you the rundown here. We're gonna replay our interview. We had some students from UNM join us in the 8 o'clock hour yesterday. They are medical students, and they're juniors, and they are part of this program at UNM. It's their BA/MD program, where these students, these students will spend like a month here in Roswell, and they do like last week they were doing with Camp Invention. Of course, they also meet with the hospitals and doctors and things, and kind of learn about the different practices here in town. Sure. And the whole thing is to get these youth exposed to opportunities in rural communities and things like that. Well, at the same time, rural communities kind of say, hey, when you finish that doctorate and you become a doctor, come on down here and love to have you set up shop.
Welcome you with open arms.
Yeah. And so that's kind of the point of it. But anyway, we got a chance to interview the 3 students that are here from UNM, and I had a great conversation with these 3 ladies. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15 or so, Rolla Aston's going to join us. He's a musician. Actually, we had him on the show a couple years ago. He was part of the Big Read, if you remember that. He was helping getting the word out about the Big Read and talking about that book. But he's also a musician when he's not reading.
And I heard the pun that was going on before the show, and I was for a moment I was proud of us as a team that someone else besides me came up with the his name is Reed.
Yeah,
or he's a musician, and the Big Reed, you instantly think saxophone. They were bringing in this gigantic flat wooden piece for the world's largest clarinet.
There you go.
It's just set off in my head. I was proud.
But they've got they've got a concert at the Anderson Museum coming up, and he wants to tell us all about that. So we'll talk about that in the 8 o'clock hour, and then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Robert Reynolds is going to pop in for his monthly visit, give us an update on things all around town with gospel singing, poetry reading, stuff like that, and just even events outside of town too, like events and things going on in Cloudcroft, Rito, so et cetera, et cetera. Plus, we'll do all of your normal features to include the news of the local and national variety, your Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Livestock report, recapcion. We'll do that for you here in a minute too. So, I got to move that because. For some reason, this is inside baseball. They got it set up on my log, which is my clock, rather.
The clog.
Yeah, the clog, if you will. The stock report's at the end of my break, and I like to play at the beginning of the break, so I move it. Anyway.
I gotta talk to the powers that be because somebody put a live read at the end of my break today, and that dog won't hunt.
It's better in the middle. All right, it is 7:17. Let's just get it over with. Here's your hot weather. It's hot.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. More hot temperatures over the next couple of days with that warm air coming in from the south. We'll be hitting the low 100s across the whole area again today. An isolated thunderstorm possible this evening and then clearing up for the overnight hours, lows near 70. Then we're in the low 100s with a sunny day coming up again on Wednesday. Upper 90s and low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 28%. Winds are calm at the moment. We do have another heat advisory today. That's going to kick in officially at noon, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. So to remind you, it is hot today. Mostly sunny, 104 the expected high with west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 71 degrees and south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, more of the same, sunny, hot, high of 104, southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 74, south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, highs right around 100, southwest winds 15 to 20 for the afternoon. Friday, sunny, back under 100, but barely, 97 for a high on Friday. Saturday, sunny, hot, 98 for a high. And then Sunday, looks like we do have a 20% chance of rain, high of 98 on Sunday, sunny otherwise. And that chance of rain goes into Sunday night as well. So we'll see how that shapes up between now and the weekend. All right, it is 7:19. We're going to take about a 3-minute break here. We'll have your Roswell Livestock Report recap, quick break. And then on the other side, we're going to play that interview we had yesterday with the students from UNM, the medical students that are in town for the next several weeks, learn about our community, and we try to lure them to say, hey, maybe you want to come be doctors here. So we're going to play that interview for you here on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 919 head of cattle sold on Monday on a higher market with excellent buyer attendance. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold 3 to 5 higher, feeder cattle 2 to 4 higher, packer cows and bulls $5 to $10 higher, 3 to 400 pound steers $195, $209, 3 to 400 pound heifers $168, $175, 4 to 500 pound steers $185, $195, 4 to 500 pound heifers $158, $168, 5 to 600 pound steers $167, $185, 5 to 600 pound heifers 151, 158. 6 700 pound steers 152, 167. 6 to 700 pound heifers 144, 151. 7 800 pound steers 140, 50, 152. 7 800 pound heifers 133, 144. Packer cows 87 to 97 and a half. Canner and cutter cows 68 to 85. Packer bulls 95 to 110. Feeder bulls 85 to 90. Top half the cow calf pairs $1,000 to $1,300 per pair. Top half the bred cows $900 to $1,050 per head. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
This July, Roswell becomes Ground Zero.
I'm Clyde Lewis, and you're listening to Ground Zero.
The International UFO Museum and Research Center, in conjunction with Roswell's Talk FM, are bringing nationally syndicated radio show host Clyde Lewis to Roswell for the 2022 UFO Festival. Clyde will be broadcasting his show Ground Zero live from the International UFO Museum on Friday, July 1st from 8 to 11 p.m. Join Clyde as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The truth is out there.
Being called a fox in your marriage might not always be a good thing. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie, for the Joy of Marriage.
In Song of Solomon it says, "Catch all the foxes, those little foxes, before they ruin the vineyard of love." I looked up the word fox and it means cunning, achieving one's goal by deceit or evasion. A female fox is a vixen, which is spiteful or a combative woman.
Those little things we do to try to get our way can ruin our marriages. Try just being honest and talking through the situation. Do what's best for your marriage, not just for yourself. When Julie and I learned to choose to do what's right instead of trying to be right, our marriage turned around. You will find marriage is so much better when we work together.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
In the studio this morning, we have 3 students that attend the University of New Mexico, and they're part of a BA MD program where all 3 of these students are training to become medical professionals here. And so as part of this program with UNM, they get to spend, is it all summer you guys do this, or just for like about a month during the summer?
Just a month.
About a month here during the summer. And so they get to come and spend time in a rural part of the state and kind of learn about the community. And it's kind of they come and learn about what's going on, probably learn about the needs. And at the same time, we as a community get to wine and dine them and be like, hey, when you get done, being doctor stuff, you might want to set up a shop here in our neck of the woods. That's kind of how it's meant to be, right? So we have 3 students here. Haley Hughes is with us. Also, Madison Sandoval and Tiffany. If I botch this, I apologize. Tiffany Yanostroza?
Yeah, close enough.
Is that, how far off am I?
No, it's pretty close. Yanostroza.
Okay. Yanostroza. Okay. Yeah, the Y is always, I'm like, yin.
Yeah.
Good morning, ladies. Welcome. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. So you guys are juniors at UNM, right?
Yes.
Good. All of you are studying to be doctors. Is that the plan?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, are you guys at the point in your studies where you start to specialize, or is it still way general? I don't know. You guys go to school for like 8 years, right? So
yeah.
I don't
Still
know at what part you get to. So like in that part, so are you guys just still in the? Are you at the point where you get to start studying specialized medicine, or is it still in the general phase now for you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very general. We got a long ways to go.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's a lot of biology and chemistry classes right now.
Okay. So not white coats and stethoscopes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, none of that.
No,
yeah.
just
Getting
plants
closer,
and
but-
animals,
Okay.
biology.
Okay, very cool. So the stuff you actually have to learn all that to earn the white coat, and then say, all right, you got now you know some of the big words. And so you guys are all juniors. All of you are from New Mexico, right? You guys.
Yes.
What parts of New Mexico we were from? Tell everybody where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Albuquerque initially.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm
Tiffany?
from Silver City.
You're from Silver, and you're from...
I'm from Tejeras.
Tejeras.
Might as well be Albuquerque.
Yeah, it's all... Yeah,
Close
you just
enough.
throw a rock and you're out in the suburbs. I get all that. Good. Now, are you guys born and raised from New Mexico? I mean, you guys spent... Very cool.
Yeah.
So you're pretty... Have you been to Roswell before coming here? This is your first time ever coming to Roswell?
This is my first time.
It's my first time as well.
Have you been here before?
I went to New Mexico Military Institute
Oh, so
for 4
Madison,
years.
you're very
so-
well versed in Roswell, New
Yes,
Mexico.
I've been here
Good. So you're an
before.
alumni of
Yes,
of Ed-
class of 2020.
Okay. So did you go to the high school or the junior college?
Just
or both?
high school.
Okay.
Yeah, all 4 years
Very
of high
good
school.
deal. So now, as far as doctors go, what do you have you decided what direction you want to go, or are you still in that phase where you're kind of haven't decided yet?
Well, it's changed for me like 6 times, but radiology at the moment is looking pretty cool.
Okay. Good deal. What about you guys?
Yeah, it's also changed for me a ton.
Okay.
But right now, emergency medicine sounds really
So you want to hang out the ER
Yeah.
and you like the faster pace?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
high energy type stuff. Okay. All right. Have you decided or kind of
I'm
leaning?
still kind of keeping my options open, trying
Okay.
a couple of things out and still kind of deciding.
Do you have like a dream one? Like regardless of what it takes to get there, if you're like, that would be so cool to be whatever, brain surgeon, whatever. I mean, is there one that you're just like, I mean, it's so much work to get there, but like that would be really cool. Is there like a dream one like that? Like, I don't know what it is. I have no idea, but plastic surgery, I have no idea. What's like the glamorous.
Yeah.
I feel like dermatology is pretty interesting.
Because that's pretty broad.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's
that
anywhere from clearing up pimples to cancer. I mean, it's kind of broad there, you know.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. Now you guys have been in Roswell for about a week now, right?
Correct.
And you guys, and each week you kind of spend different aspects of the community. So last week you spent a lot of time at the camp convention that was going on over at First United Methodist Church. It's a week-long day camp for elementary-age kids, and they do math, science. So I imagine you were very familiar with probably some of the subject matter and some of the stuff that was going on. Were you guys working as kind of like counselors there or just observing? What were you guys doing that week?
It was pretty much counselors. We worked with like another person who was there also that week.
Okay.
We were just kind of helping get the kids together and take them to class and kind of like help them with the different projects that they were working on in each class.
Okay. So it didn't convince none of y'all to be pediatricians when you're done here?
Kind of the opposite.
Like, no, I want old people. But you have a lot of fun. I mean, you get to, because I mean, you probably get to do stuff you don't. I mean, let's face it, for the last, 3 years, you guys have been, hitting books, studying, and live and breathe and eat and sleep in this stuff. So it's probably kind of nice to at least, all right, we're doing something here where kids are working on this underwater robot fish.
Exactly.
And that's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it was really exciting to see how excited the kids were about all the STEM fields. And so that was a treat in and of itself to see them really invested in that. So.
I know you guys are very young still, but you've got some life experiences now. Do you kind of see yourself in them? Some of those kids sometimes, and you're like, I remember when I was that excited about something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds you of you sometimes. You're like, oh, I remember when I loved that. And then you kind of make you start thinking. Ladies, the older you get, the more you're going to do this. You're going to go back and think, man, what was I thinking back then? Or how did he know? Why did I draw to that then? As you get older, things change. Too. But so now, where are you guys at this week?
This week we are at the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, you're going to hang out at the Roswell Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another fun week of meeting some of our youth, meeting some of our staff and things that are here. They have a great summer program there. So good deal. So is it going to be kind of serving as counselors there kind of thing too? Or what do you guys know yet what you're going to be doing there? Just hanging out?
I think we're excited to find out when we get there.
Okay. Oh, so first day's today, huh? Do you guys
later this week? We'll start.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. So I'm like for like this week. What's it like for you guys? What's your schedule I'm just kind of curious where they have you going around and what you're seeing. What are you getting a chance to see?
Yeah, no, it's very busy because with volunteering, we also shadow different doctors in Roswell.
The idea is to help you guys find your niche, too.
Yeah. So we have that along with community exploration activities. So just yesterday, we went to the UFO Museum.
Yeah. No autopsies there to work on? Today we're going to learn alien anatomy. Come on in.
We also have had the opportunity to do some police ride-alongs with the police department.
How was that?
Maddie is the only one who's done it so far. The other two
It
of
was
us are
very
doing
interesting,
it today.
very high speed. Scary.
Did you get
I did not get into a high speed.
Okay, I didn't know if you got into a snare.
We zoomed down 2nd Street, going pretty fast, going to one of the calls.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
Did you do it with the Roswell City Police or the Sheriff's Department?
I think it was the Roswell City Police.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've done one once, and I know what you're talking about. I did it, this was several years ago, and they had a car accident, out halfway to Vaughan. Out on the highway halfway to Vaughan. And it was actually in Tobacco County, but Tobacco's got 3 cops. It's so rural up there. And so a lot of times Chaves County and Roswell services respond to stuff up there. And so they had a single car accident that was 40 miles outside of town. And I was doing the ride along that night with the county sheriffs. And that of which you talk about, we went up Main Street. And this was a Friday night. And it was late. It was about 10 or 11, but it was Friday night. There was still a bunch of cars. And they were booking it up Main Street so fast. And one thing I learned on my ride-along, which you may have learned as well, if you're driving, if you're on Main Street or something and there's 2 lanes and you're in the left lane, they're always going to be in the left lane passing. So don't get in the left lane. If you see cops speeding up, get over to the right. They're always good, and they're going to make you go to the right. They're not going to go around you on the right. They're going. That's not safe. So they're going to get right on your tail, and they're going to blow up the lights and tell you to get over. That's what you do. Did you kind of learn that a little bit?
There was not as many cars.
Okay.
So
See, I went through, and this guy's hauling, and it's busy. It's traffic, and I'm like, wow. And I realized how people get nervous and stupid when, one guy, we were going and the cop got right up on him and he blew the lights and the guy whoa, and did that and literally almost crossed. He hopped up on the curb in the median. And I'm like, what is this clown shooting? Get over! And he just got freaked out. And so it just because I don't know if they got their head. I was like, how do you not hear us coming? For one thing, there's sirens blaring. We weren't sneaky. So I don't know, but it was an eye-opener for me, so I'm guessing it probably was a little bit for you.
Yes.
Too. Good deal. Enough to know that you don't want to go to the ER like Tiffany does. Okay. Cool. So you get to do it. Now, and then I don't, do I have the email where you guys are going after that? Because I got the list of the different places you're going.
We're also going to the Roswell Museum and Art Center.
That's right. Next week, you're going to be at the Roswell Museum and Art Center. All right.
And then the week after that, we are going to be at Harvest Ministries.
There you go, which is another. They Harvest Ministries for us. You'll learn when you're there. They help people in need here in town. They also help other organizations that do the same thing, like the Roadrunner Food. You probably be in Albuquerque, you're probably familiar with that. Mm-hmm. Roadrunner Food Bank. They're kind of the drop off for that. So Roadrunner comes here and then they distribute to there and they collect for their own and you'll learn all about it. They do great work over there too. So good deal. And then of course the Museum and Art Center. Roswell's pretty culturally, you'll be surprised. We got for a town of this size, we've got a lot of culture and amenities and do you guys get downtime at nights where you get to go on your own and explore and all that?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, you guys are juniors. Does that put you at 21 yet? I don't even know.
Just 20.
Just 20. So you can't visit all the places.
Yeah.
But you can kind of check out the music scene, check out some of the food and all that. Are you guys foodies? Do y'all like your food? Y'all are tiny, so I don't eat that much food. You're not fat like me. So you must not eat that much. But you guys like I'm guessing you're from New Mexico, so you probably green chili up everything just like the rest of us do, right? Yeah. But come in. We got some great little food places, great little music scene. There's nice little local flavor. So I hope you get a chance to kind of see some of that when you guys aren't doing all the formal visiting and all that good stuff too. So, all right, so I'm curious, what made you all decide to pursue medical careers? What was it for you guys that you said, this is the path I want to take?
Yeah, for me, I felt like it was a really tangible way to serve other people. I think that servitude is important to me just when it comes to like my beliefs and my faith. And so I felt like a career in medicine was a really tangible way to, meet other people's physical needs.
You're like,
and
look,
serve
I want to serve and help other people. Yeah. And a lot of people need mental help medically, so that's a good path to do that.
Yeah.
So, very good. For you, Tiffany, what was the draw?
Yeah, I always wanted to be in the medical field because just the sciences really interested me.
Okay.
Like I liked that every day would be different. Like I didn't want like a monotonous.
Hence the reason why you lean towards the ER and the more
definitely.
emergency medical services.
Yeah.
Okay.
And kind of like Haley was saying, just helping people. That's obviously a huge part of what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Okay.
So.
For you, Madison, what was that draw?
Well, I also always wanted to be a doctor since I was little. You know, I had the little play doctor toy kit.
Okay. Did you play Operation?
Oh, yes.
Could you get the funny bone out?
Oh, yes.
Without it buzzing?
Almost every time.
Well, then that's almost like in the Matrix where you take the blue pill or the green pill. Like if you can get the funny bone out without it buzzing, that's kind of like an entrance exam. They start. How are you doing today? Next thing you know, you're in the Matrix. But just kidding. Very cool. So I'm assuming all three of you can deal with blood and guts and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where I found out I'm not cut out for medicine.
Right.
I remember when I was younger than you, about 16 or so, and my dad was pulling shutters off the side of the house or on the window. They're decorative, but he had a crowbar, and the crowbar kicked back and popped him right between the eyes. And you guys know, whenever you get a wound on your face, like it bleeds. And I saw that and passed right out. I was like, well, a line in medicine is not for Michael.
Okay, at least you found out early. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do blood. So, I mean, do like as far as goals and aspirations, do you I mean, forget, Roswell and all, people trying to lure you here. What do you guys see for yourselves? Or, I mean, do you envision where you want to settle down in New Mexico? Do you want to, I mean, what's like you want to have the family? What's like the goals here? Like, where do you see yourself in, say, 10 years from now? Where are you hoping to be at, and what are you wanting to do?
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first? I'll make Madison go first. You start this way with Haley first. You start this
well, hopefully, because in 10 years, we will be done with med school and hopefully have matched. Yes, exactly. Hopefully have matched into the specialty that we want and been there for a couple years. So I'm hoping. I think I want to go to a like more rural than like even Roswell, I guess.
Okay, you want to get like the one light town and
exactly.
I got you. Okay.
I do.
All right. You ever seen the movie Doc Hollywood?
I have not, no.
You should check it out. It came out late 90s, early 2000s. It stars one Michael J. Fox. You remember him? Back to the Future. You ever seen that movie? Mm-hmm. It's him a little bit older. But anyway, he's got a gig as like some big time plastic surgeon in LA. And he's just graduating medical school, and I think he's East Coast or something like that. And so he's planning his trip out west to interview for the big, highfalutin California job. And he's got his little Porsche, and he ends up driving across country. Well, anyway, he breaks down in some little podunk town that has no doctor, and it's literally the town doc that visits, and then he's sick and all. And then he ends up getting transformed and turns out to be the small-time doc. And he goes from being the big L.A. doctor to, the guy that shows up with the medical bag. And so it's a comedy and a love story, rom-com type thing, with all that. But it's kind of, I think at the end of the day, you're going to watch and be like, that's where I want to be, Doc Hollywood. For you. All right, Tiffany, for you, where 10 years from now, what are you hoping, what are you envisioning for yourself?
Yeah, so same with Madison. I want to definitely go somewhere rural because they need it the most.
But fast-paced but rural.
Yeah.
So an ER that gets like one call a day.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Yeah.
Oh, Bob got in a fight with his hog again.
Bob's in again.
I got you. Cool.
Yeah.
Very
Something
cool.
like that.
Yeah, so you don't want to be in like L.A. and dealing with gunshots and dang, I got you. You want the fast pace, but not all at once.
Yeah, I want the balance.
Yeah, I get you. That makes sense. All right, for you, Haley, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah, I think kind of similarly in line with Madison and Tiffany.
Okay.
In a rural community or somewhere where there's a need for more physicians, which is pretty much the entire state.
Gotcha. So is this why you guys signed up for this program? Is because of that? Because no, I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on Chicago Med or whatever insert nighttime TV show style hospital. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want something a little bit more working with people and getting creative and talk. Because I would also imagine. I don't have experience here. I'm just kind of imagining. You get to be more personal doctors in small towns.
Yeah.
Whereas Chicago, whatever, it's triaging from one bed to the next, and then your day's done.
Mm-hmm.
Where here, it's like, hey, how's the kids doing? How's the family?
Yeah.
Did you ever get that thing figured out? That kind of, Plus, it also, because your patients better, it probably gives you a better understanding of your patients, and so when they tell you you've been eating healthy, and you're like, I know what you've been doing. Don't hand me that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very cool. So I gotta, like I said, this is except for Madison, who spent time here at NMMI. What's been some of your favorite aspects of Roswell? So, I'll ask Madison, but she's got a little bit more qualified. But for you guys, first time Roswell, is there anything that stood out so far as things you've been into or something you want to check out more in your time here?
Yeah, I think kind of how you mentioned, I really like the culture, and like you guys have your own like special niche of like culture and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to kind of do the more like cliche tourist things.
Okay.
And check all that out. That'd be fun.
Very cool. How about for you, Haley? Is there any?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed my time here so far. It's only been a week, but I went to a Roswell Invaders baseball game the other night.
Nice.
And
You
that
had
was
fun?
fun. Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
And then I've enjoyed getting to meet other people here in the community and learn about just what their favorite things about Roswell are for them. So it's been a really great experience.
And since Madison's got some kind of, you're probably the tour or the tour guide by default because you spent a couple years here in Roswell, right?
Kind of, a little bit.
So how long have you been gone from just 3 years? I guess you're 3 years in school.
Almost 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so how different is it from now to then?
Well, I have a little sister who goes to the Institute now, so I've been back a couple times.
So you haven't really been like away and then come back like, wow, it looks
yeah.
different. You've been coming back.
Yeah,
before,
exactly.
so.
I was excited to see the Deons, though. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, we're excited. You guys are used to Deons.
We love Deons.
We just got ours, officially here, a year or so
That's
ago.
exciting.
Our Deons and our Blakes were two things we were very happy about. Now we feel like the rest of New Mexico. You know what I mean? Very good. So I'm curious though. Is there anything you want to check out while you're here that you didn't get a chance to, or something that's new that you're like, dude, that wasn't here when I was here. I want to get involved with that.
I'm not
like any restaurants in town that weren't here last time. You're kind of like, do you like Mediterranean food?
I do.
We just got a new Mediterranean place that just opened up about a month ago, and my wife and I tried it. Do you remember the Hungry American? I don't know if you. It's on North Main. It used to be I think it was El Tapatio Mexican restaurant there for a little bit. It's on North Main. You know where there's that hotel, like the something inn. It's like if you go to Walmart, you're too far. Okay. It's more like around this. There's like a Farm Bureau place. There used to be the Froyo, that little shopping center. It's on, like if you're heading north, it would be on your left side. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Well, it's right by there, the Mediterranean place.
Okay.
It's called Sarah's, I think.
Okay.
It's Mediterranean food, and my wife and I had it. So
we will definitely
bring them go,
out.
and you guys like trying new foods. And
yeah,
I think those doctors, that's like a rule. Like you gotta feel like you guys got to be a little bit more like embracing of things that aren't in your wheelhouse, you know, because you gotta, I don't know. And I like doing that. So do you guys like trying new foods, weird foods, or?
Yeah, I'm ready to try anything.
I know this is way off topic. Weirdest food you ever tried?
Oh, goodness. I ate fried alligator once.
Nice. How was it?
It was good.
So you fry anything, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to tell your patients here in about 10 years that don't do that.
Don't eat that. Yeah, no, it's just a couple of pieces.
You can fry a shoe and make it edible. How about for you, Tiffany? What's the weirdest food?
I can't think of anything. Definitely not as adventurous as that.
Nothing? Never tried a fried cricket or a escargot? Or, no. Nothing?
Nothing.
Although, depending on where you're from, things that we eat here, they might find weird too. That's some of the green chili fare. But okay, Madison, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
It was not a fried octopus leg, but just like a normal.
Octopus leg.
I'm assuming it was cooked. I'm not sure, but it was probably the octopus.
Okay, yeah, all right. One more. Did you ever get a chance to man, the name just went right out of my head. It used to be Tijuana's down here, the Mexican restaurant. Now it's the gentleman that owns Cerritos. They got a fancy Mexican place. It's north end town. They've got octopus on the menu.
Oh.
They cook it like a steak with a habanero glaze.
Oh.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
That's interesting.
It's pretty good. The only thing that might freak people out a little bit is the suction cups on the legs. Like when you bite into that's got a different feel.
Interesting.
But it's tasty. It's like a sweet habanero glaze on it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very good. So, all right, we're going to stop talking about food. I'm going to end up getting hungry here. And so you guys are here for what, another 3 weeks?
Yes.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So now do you guys are staying in town this whole time, or do you get the chance to go back home and visit family on the weekends or something like that?
We're staying in town for the most part.
As part of the program there, and do they put you up in a hotel, or do you stay in like families' homes, or how does that all work?
Well, right now we're in an Airbnb.
Oh, okay, nice. Together, the three of you?
Yeah.
Like Three's Company. Sorry, that was a show in the 70s and 80s with anyway. Go watch like Logo or one of those channels. They usually show reruns of Three's Company. But
Gotcha.
But anyway, cool. So I'm assuming you guys learn a lot about each other. Living together did y'all know each other prior to this?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all knew you. Who's got the weirdest living quirks? Just raise hand. Is it me, you, and them? Who's got the weirdest habits?
I want to say it's Maddie.
It's probably me.
She's very particular. She has her life figured out.
I got you. You're very. Is it OCD with it or something, or is it?
Yes.
I got
My mother loves to tell me that.
Hey, if it works for you, God bless you. You know, don't let them tell you different. If that works for you. You do you know.
It works for the most part.
Don't let them judge you. It's like, hey, am I here on time? And you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here on time. I love that little bit of anxiety you get when you're almost 1 minute late, but you still make
what
it.
A thrill.
And quite frankly, if someone's cut me open, I kind of want that mindset. Just saying. You know what I mean? I want that particular person who's got my chest open. Just saying. Very cool. But so, I mean, has it been fun for you guys? I mean, you guys really enjoy. I mean, yeah, you're learning and you're getting to do stuff, but are you guys having fun and really getting to do all that? Are you guys kind of on your own as far, or do they give you like the three you get to, or is it everything kind of you have a person a handler that takes you everywhere and does all that? I mean, how does that all work? Are you guys pretty much autonomous and get to, hey, as long as you show up to help at these things like you're supposed to, you're on your own. At 5 o'clock, you punch out and you can go hit the bar, or you guys are only 20, but you know what I mean. Go do what you want to do.
We have a really great community coordinator here. Her name is Christina Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
And she's been really great about organizing things for us and coordinating our community outreach events. And then the UNM BAMD program has also coordinated some shadowing for us. So it's really nicely laid out, but there is also some autonomy and, making sure that we get our stuff done. And then there's also time to go out and explore the community. So it's a nice balance.
So now, is this the first year you guys did this, or did you get to do it? Because I didn't know if like your other years you get to do it, but in a different town or anything like that? Or is it just a one shot as a junior? Or
Yeah, it's always in the summer after sophomore year.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Because I'm kind of thinking it's like after one. I mean, once they kind of know that you're committed and all that, and be like, hey, well, all right, I checked out Roswell last year. I'm going to go check out Socorro next year.
Right.
I'm going to check out, Chow. Of course, towns like that might need not need 4 weeks, because I know Roswell's small, but we're not that. You know what I mean? Like 4 weeks, you can do every nook and cranny of Jowl in 4 weeks. I'm pretty sure. You see it like twice. Very cool. Well, is anybody want to say hi to? Any family, friends that might be listening here that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, our great friend Nadia might be listening. So if you're listening, hi.
Hello.
Hello, Nadia.
Hello, Nadia. Do you ever get like your friends coming down and visit while you're here and stuff? Do you get that chance to have that?
Yes. I
Cool.
feel like people can come visit us.
Good.
Yes.
You're allowed.
Yes.
Good. I didn't know. I'm just trying to think what the rules are. So I was in the military, and they kind of told us what to do all the time. So I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands when they leave me to my own devices. Very cool. Well, thank you guys for spending time with us. Have some fun here, and who knows? One of you three, maybe. I might be going in with some kind of messed up, something or other. And the next thing you know, you're the one that...
We'll be there.
It's like, there's the dummy on the radio. That guy, he's still alive. I thought they would have stuck his finger in an electrical socket by now or something. But thank you guys.
Yes,
and thanks for, doing what you do. I mean, like I said, Haley, you guys, all of you are here because you want to help people. And that's awesome.
Exactly.
Great. And hopefully, next thing you know, we're seeing you guys, and you're all going to be the next. You're going to be those people that are running the show and telling us how to make life go on and groom the next generation of Pretty soon you're going to be on that seat side, and they're going to be little young men and women your age looking at you like, I want to be a doctor, and you're going to be like, all right, do this. That's going to be great. So thank you guys, and have fun here the next couple weeks while you're here too. And so I'd be curious to see. I almost kind of want to hear what adventures you get into. Like before you go, maybe we can get you to pop in for like 5 minutes and say,
tell some stories.
Like I almost want to give you a checklist of things. Go eat here, go check this out, and then report back like at the end and all that. So,
well, thank you so much for having us.
Anytime. If you need recommendations, me or someone else can put you in there. Of course, Christina can help you. All right. She knows where the fun is. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. And good luck.
Thank you.
And keep working hard. I know, I'm sure it's going to get harder, not easier from this point.
Probably.
As the years progress, the information doesn't get easier to obtain. Are you all pretty well versed in Latin? I would imagine you got to, because almost all the words you have to do, the nomenclature's in Latin. So, like I remember in high school, they're like, "Don't take Latin; it's a dead language." I'm like, unless you want to be a doctor, then then you're going to understand every word, So I took Spanish, 3 years.
Oh wow!
I barely speak Spanish. Barely. I still add a few O's on the end of words just because it feels right, even though it's not. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It is.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Our top story today, the city of Roswell developing a new app that's designed to be a useful tool for tourists and other visitors making their way around town and visiting local attractions, as well as filling out their trip plans with shopping, lodging, and dining options. The See Roswell app, which can also be useful to local citizens in finding helpful information for their own outings in town, is available from the app stores and is free to download. After much debate, the City Council in Roswell has approved a subdivision plat. The development, called The Oaks, would contain about 800 single-family units near West Country Club and North Sycamore. The council had already approved a couple of the units of the subdivision several months ago, but new council members brought up concerns. They requested more time to review the rest of the plans. In the end, though, the vote passed unanimously. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
It's an interesting week over at Google's headquarters. One of their software engineers has been placed on paid leave after claiming that a Google AI program is alive. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Meet 41-year-old Blake Lamone. He describes himself as a military vet, a priest, and an ex-con. He's been fighting with his bosses at Google for months over one of its experimental software system that analyzes huge amounts of data. Lamone started believing that his software is alive, like you and me. He says it has the intellect of a 7-year-old and demands that Google ask it for permission before working on it. Google says our team of ethicists and engineers reviewed Blake's concerns and informed him that the evidence does not support his claims. Bottom line, lots of programs do what this one can, and none are alive. I post breaking tech news 24/7 at my website, commando.com. In life, you can count on 3 things: death, taxes, and your car breaking down. I can't do anything about the first 2, but I trust CarShield to protect me against unexpected auto repairs. CarShield's protection plans are only around $100 a month and cover more parts than ever before, whether your car has 5,000 or 150,000 miles. When you need a repair, there's no paperwork or headaches. Just choose the mechanic to do the work, and CarShield administrators handle the rest. Plus, you can count on CarShield to help take care of you when your car breaks down and you're stuck on the side of the road. Every protection plan includes coast-to-coast roadside assistance, rental car options, and trip reimbursement at no extra cost. Get coverage today. Lock in your price, and it will never go up at carshield.com/Kim or call 800-391-8888 to save 10% on your plan. That's carshield.com/Kim or 800-391-8888 to save 10%.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. More hot temperatures over the next couple of days with that warm air coming in from the south. We'll be hitting the low 100s across the whole area again today. An isolated thunderstorm possible this evening and then clearing up for the overnight hours, lows near 70. Then we're in the low 100s with a sunny day coming up again on Wednesday. Upper 90s and low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Major automakers are asking Congress to lift the cap on how many people can receive tax credits for buying a hybrid or fully electric vehicle. Currently, the number of tax credits allowed is capped at 200,000 per company. General Motors and Tesla have already reached the cap, and Toyota is close to it. In a letter to leaders of the Senate and House of Representatives on Monday, the chief executives of Ford, Toyota, GM, and Stellantis asked that the tax credits be extended to anyone who seeks to buy a qualified vehicle. India and other Asian nations are becoming an increasingly vital source of oil revenues for Moscow, despite strong pressures from the United States not to increase their purchases, as the European Union and other allies cut off energy imports from Russia in line with sanctions over its war on Ukraine. Such sales are boosting Russian export revenues at a time when Washington and allies are trying to limit financial flows supporting Moscow's war effort. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Is your couch old enough to vote? Does your coffee table remember Atari? Well, now is the time for new furniture, and Glenn's is the place to get it. Reboot your living room with beautiful power reclining furniture. Upgrade your dining table with enough bandwidth for everyone to have their own chair. Upgrade your mattress with the latest sleep technology. Today at Glenn's, everything in the store is specially priced and delivery is always free. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda. Do it now before your old furniture gets a day older.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeastern New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Let the Valley Cafe cater your next business meeting or lunch. Call ahead 575-755-3287 and place your order. The Valley Cafe 575-755-3287.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Rolla Aston going to join us, talk about a concert coming up at the Anderson Museum. That's next hour. Don't go away.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Fueled to a great degree by soaring gas prices, wholesale inflation rocketed higher last month. Producer prices surging 10.8% in May from a year ago.
The Labor Department report shows the producer price index rose at a slightly slower pace last month than in April. That's when it jumped 10.9% from a year earlier. May's figure is down from an 11.5% yearly gain in March. The figures indicate the rising prices will continue to erode Americans' paychecks and play havoc with household budgets in the coming months.
Correspondent Jeremy House. When it comes to the stock market, the White House says the Biden administration is watching closely. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre telling reporters, "We know families are concerned about inflation and the stock market. That is something that the president is really aware of." And the president will be traveling to the Middle East next month. Planned stops in Israel, the West Bank, and Saudi Arabia.
After first meeting with Israeli and Palestinian leaders, the president will travel to Saudi Arabia and a planned meeting with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says the president will address human rights as well as the tight global oil supply.
While energy security is one important issue, it's hardly the only one.
As a candidate, Joe Biden vowed to make a pariah out of Saudi Arabia's ruling family after the 2018 killing of a Washington Post journalist. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Word this morning that the House January 6th committee has decided to postpone its hearing planned for tomorrow. Search is on for a child and 2 adults missing after they were swept away in a drainage ditch in Milwaukee following severe thunderstorms yesterday. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 161 points, the Nasdaq ahead 82, and the S&P trading 27 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody, Mark Davis for Advantage Gold. Investing and protecting your retirement is a real challenge these days. Raging inflation, the hyper-volatile stock market. You don't have to sit and watch it all unfold. Thousands of retirees are safeguarding their retirements with physical precious metals like gold and silver inside their IRAs and 401ks. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the #1 highest-rated gold company on TrustLink 7 years in a row. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call Advantage Gold. 800-741-4653. Call 800-741-GOLD. Don't sit idly by while the stock market and inflation destroy your retirement savings. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call 800-741-4653. They'll answer all your questions, including if your current retirement account qualifies. Call 800-741-4653. Find out how easy it is to put precious metals in your IRA or 401k. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult your investment professional before investing.
Russian troops continue to assault the key eastern Ukrainian city of Severodonetsk. A regional governor says Putin's troops trying to consolidate their positions in the city center. The BBC's Joe Inwood, following developments from Kiev.
We understand there is very, very heavy fighting street by street. The Ukrainians say they are defending every square meter of this territory, but it's a fight that's becoming increasingly difficult and will get even more so now that the forces cannot get out anymore, the civilians can't get out, but maybe more importantly, from a defender's point of view, new supplies can't get in.
A landmark floating restaurant that fed Cantonese cuisine and seafood to Queen Elizabeth, Tom Cruise, and millions of other diners has been towed from the Hong Kong harbor front for being closed by the pandemic. The parent company of the eatery couldn't find a new owner and lacked funds to maintain it after months of COVID-19 restrictions. News and analysis at townhall.com. The South Texas mayor arrested on charges of bribery and fraud.
A 2-count federal indictment accuses Fanitas Mayor Rodrigo Lopez of embezzling from the La Jolla Independent School District. That indictment alleges in 2018, the district made purchases totaling $70,000 from a business that Lopez runs. He's also accused of offering a bribe to a district employee concerning those purchases. If convicted, Lopez faces up to 10 years in prison per count. Jason Walker reporting.
Former Attorney General Bill Barr tells a House committee investigating the U.S. Capitol riot that President Trump became, to use Barr's term, detached from reality regarding the outcome of the election. A segment of Barr's videotaped deposition played yesterday, the Capitol Hill hearing. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
That was almost a shake and bake type.
Yeah.
Now you see
it was totally visual.
Now you don't.
I was thinking about adding a sound effect like whoop out.
Whoop out! But happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Hope it's a good one. It's already warm.
It's like 80 something.
Yeah. Today, to be honest, this morning was the first morning because I have a garage, but and so I open the door to get the garage door and to get the Jeep to go to work. This is the first morning I got out there and I'm like, I'm already sweaty hot just going outside.
Right.
At 6 something in the morning, It's like, what?
Can I tell you the secret? So here's what you do. And I did this by accident. I got in the shower this morning.
By accident?
No, that was on purpose. That was on purpose.
Okay.
That was on purpose. I got out and forgot that I put my towel in the dryer, the good towel that I use. So I had to, and this is what's the beauty of being by myself in my house, buck naked walk through my house to my dryer to get to my towel.
Soaking wet.
Freezing cold. I was like, I'm never going to complain about being cold again. This is awesome. Yep. So get that visual in your heads there, Roswell.
There's one way. Forget your towel, and then you can
cool off for a good 20 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. See, my cats would be happy. Well, see, I think I've told this story on the radio before. In my household, I have one of my cats that cannot wait until I'm done showering. Because as soon as I open the curtain, the cat's there to lick the walls.
My cats do the same thing. Actually, Stefan has done it since we moved in, and Tony has picked up the habit from him.
Okay.
I always do the same thing every time. It's the line from Cleveland from Family Guy. He goes, That's got all my stink of the day in it. That's nasty.
Cat loves it. And the other one just likes to play in the shower curtain. But the other one likes, over the weekend, I literally, because what I do is I pull back the shower curtain and I towel off in the shower so I don't get, I think a lot of people do that. That's not weird.
A lot of people don't leave their towels in the dryer and have to run buck naked through the house to get it.
I think we all do it one time or 2 times or a couple times, but not regularly. But,
gingerly run, by the way, because I have wood floors and I didn't want to have that happen.
But over the weekend, I had gotten, and I was in there toweling off and everything, and the cat, I guess, decided that licking the wall was not enough and proceeded to climb in said tub and was at one end with me she's licking walls. I'm just in there toweling. Me and the cat are hanging out in the shower together.
Just a real bonding moment.
Yeah.
She's tasting you.
It's like, do we not give you enough water? What's going on?
That's what I thought too. No, I think it has to do with like the salt.
Maybe.
Or
I don't know, but by the way, they have a constant water thing going.
And here's the other thing.
That's that water from the shower.
Here's the other thing is like immediately after you pass away, if you pass away in the presence of your cat will start eating you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm okay
that's
with that.
I think it's a small they're getting a little hors d'oeuvre every time they go taste this in the shower. They're like, I still have a taste for you, old man.
Well,
someday it'll happen.
Now that puts a different perspective on one of her other habits that I let her do.
She nibbles on my fingers.
No, not quite.
I'm missing the tip of my pinky.
Not quite, but like she'll get up in my lap or whatever, and then she wants to be petted, and so I'll pet her and all that. But once she gets in like purr mode and all, then she's got a lick. And she literally, if I stop petting her and I put my hand she'll grab my hand, pull it over to her, and start licking it.
Tony does that.
And she gets mad if I don't let her do it.
He's aggressive. He's aggressively affectionate.
Yeah.
I guess for lack of a
she
better
has
term.
a little bit of that in her. So but now that you say it, it's like maybe she's just hungry.
Stefan drools. Like if he gets really, really excited, like he'll like drool. That's how I know he's like revved up.
Okay.
Yeah. This is weird. We spent the whole of this first part of this hour talking
my
about
cat really loved me, but now I'm thinking maybe I'm just a big fat steak to her. I don't know.
You're delicious. You go out all day long, get marinated in sky and birds flying around.
Maybe
all that air hits you.
Drinks it in, and she's like, "That's gonna make the dish tasty."
You're slow smoked.
Well, I'm glad I can be some good to somebody.
There you go.
I'll melt in her mouth when I'm dead. Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to it. We saved the good stuff for the deuce. Don't worry.
Man, that was supposed to be just a cute story about cats, and that got dark quickly. So
it happens.
While the other one, she's just
there for the ride.
Yeah, she just runs around, but she's nefarious too. I've seen her, like she's evil. She's got evil in her. I've seen her, like my, like the other cat, the licker, will be on my wife's lap, just hanging out, chilling, and then the other cat will come up and want the same spot where the other cat is, and then she'll whack her, and they'll fight for a second.
Sure.
And then the other cat leaves. She'll plop down for like a second and then get up and go about her day.
She's over.
She does it every time.
Stefan is so over Tony's games because like he'll just be walking along, just doing his cat thing, and out of nowhere, Tony will just dive bomb him from the TV stand and just like land on him. And next thing you know, he's engaged in battle. He just wanted some water.
Right.
Now he's got to fight to the death. They go claws out, man. They're vicious.
They can. They hold grudges.
They do. I gotta get Stefan's nails trimmed. Actually, he's getting stuck in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, kind of go to the beauty salon, get him all.
Give him the old clip and cut.
Would that be a pedicure or a manicure? I don't know how that. Pedicure.
A peticure.
A peticure. There it is. Get you a peticure. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show before more bad puns come out. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a little bit. You may not want to know it. It's going to be hot for like the rest of the life. And then here about 8:15 or so, Rolla Aston's going to be joining us, a musician. Actually, he was on with us a while back talking about the Big Read, but we're not talking about the Big Read today. Today, we're going to talk about his musician hat, and they got a concert coming up at the Anderson Museum. He's going to tell us all about it. So we'll talk music with Rolla here in just a little bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the local news, along with your town hall business, Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. And I don't know, you probably do without the Wall Street update too, the way everything else is going on right now. Just like, no weather, no Wall Street update. Don't need those. Just give me something better. All right. Well, in the meantime, here's that weather. It's going to be hot.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. More hot temperatures over the next couple of days with that warm air coming in from the south. We'll be hitting the low 100s across the whole area again today. An isolated thunderstorm possible this evening and then clearing up for the overnight hours, lows near 70. Then we're in the low 100s with a sunny day coming up again on Wednesday. Upper 90s and low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 81 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 29%. Winds are calm at the moment. Another heat advisory for today that's going to kick in at noon, remaining in effect through 8 p.m. In case you need a reminder to tell you it is hot today. Mostly sunny, 104 the expected high with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 71 degrees. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, more like today. Sunny, hot, 104 for a high. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, highs right around 100. Southeast winds 5 to 10 in the morning, 15 to 20 for the afternoon. Friday, sunny, hot, although not quite 104, 97 for a high on Friday, which that might feel a little bit nicer, actually. And then looking at your weekend, sunny and 98 on Saturday. Sunday, they're looking at a 20% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. So maybe we'll get some moisture this Sunday. Cross your fingers. High of 98 under sunny skies there, and that 20% goes into Sunday night as well. So we'll see. All right, it is 8:15. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break, and then Rolla Aston will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Make your home a smart home with smart home Wi-Fi from Plateau. Now you can connect more devices to fast, reliable Wi-Fi throughout your home. That means faster speeds with no downtime or lag. Enhance your connection, expand your reach, and experience whole home device control and protection with Plateau. Plateau offers true fiber with options starting as low as $60 a month, all with no caps and no hidden fees. Call today, 575-755-1000, or stop by 1001 South Main in Roswell. Get smart home Wi-Fi today from Plateau. Try true, trusted.
If you're like me, you love summer grilling and can't wait to bite into that juicy hamburger. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher, and our team at Carabelli Dental know how important it is that you have strong teeth to confidently bite into your favorite foods. If you're struggling with enjoying your summer activities because of a lost tooth and need a dental implant, or maybe you're looking for a completely new smile, our team is here and ready to make a plan that's right for you. Call us and see how we can help you enjoy your summer cookout.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental in Roswell or call 622-4455.
Your ride is broke, needs a fix? Come on down, we'll take care of it quick at Big O. Big O Tires. Whatever the problem, we'll ease your fears. We got experience nearly 60 years at Big O. Big O Tires.
You can always count on your local Big O Tires to give you quality products and trustworthy service, all for a low price. From May 16th through June 19th, get up to $140 in rebate savings on BF Goodrich tires with installation purchase, or get up to $140 in rebate savings on Michelin tires from May 23rd through June 19th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 were permitted. Void where prohibited. For further details on use and restrictions thereof, see BigOTires.com. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, I'm going to get it right now. Rolla Aston joining us this morning. I started focusing on the first name and started botching the second one. Rolla Aston joining us in studio this morning. Morning, sir. How you doing today?
Good, and great to be with you again, Mike.
Yeah, it's been, of course, folks might remember, Rolla was on a couple years ago, back when the Big Read campaign was going on, and had a unfortunately, I think COVID kind of changed how we did that a little bit, but we still had a lot of good. We got a lot of, hopefully some people exposed to reading during that time, and hopefully there's maybe a few people that now embrace the love of reading because they picked up one of those books a couple years ago.
Yes,
so.
I've run into people in town since then who've told me that they've read that book, and we're pleased. Obviously, when you do it online, cyber or whatever,
sure,
virtual, whatever the word is, it's not the same as. And so our participation, I'm guessing, was maybe 25-30% of what it would have been if it had been in person. But we did the best we could, and overall it was a success.
And overall, of any time in recent history to pick up reading and stuff, that was a pretty good time to do it, I think.
It sure was. I agree with you.
And I would imagine the perfect time to refine music skills, too. A lot of time... since we're spending a lot of time alone, it's like, well, might as well pick up the old instrument and see, play and expand and expand the repertoire a little bit here.
Definitely the case.
Well, for folks that, first off, if you've never been to the Anderson Museum, you need to put that on the bucket list ASAP. It's one of Roswell's awesome, unique treasures. The Anderson Museum and places like it in town, what is the difference between a typical small town in Roswell, New Mexico, to me, whereas if you look at a town of this size and pretty much any other place on the map in the country here, you're not going to see a city of this size with the amenities and arts and culture access that we call it good, bad, ugly, whatever. We're on an island here in Roswell, being 3 hours from anything. But the converse of that is we're a mecca for other places, which means we've got, for a town of this size, we've got a lot of amenities, we got a lot of opportunities, and as far as something unique in a community of this size, the Anderson Museum, this is a museum that, let's face it, you probably would see its caliber in a place like Dallas or a larger city.
Right.
And here it is in Roswell, New Mexico, art that, it's beautiful art, and it's the great. It does what art's supposed to do: evoke emotions, thoughts, feelings, all those things. And you've got such a cool, eclectic collection of art in that area. But one of the other cool things is there's a lot of. It's not just things hanging on walls in that place. It's there's all kinds of always music and concerts and entertainment. It is a mecca for arts and culture. It's not just about art. And we're very fortunate to have it here. So if you've never been, please come this weekend. Come when the first moment you got some free time and check out the Anderson Museum. You'll be glad you did. And I think some people are like, I did not even know this was in my own backyard.
Definitely. It is a gorgeous place. And as far as performing, the acoustics in the big room are beautiful. And that piano, that grand piano, is a Bosendorfer. And it's anywhere from $125,000 to maybe $150,000 piano.
Woo!
And Wataru Nomori, the Japanese gentleman who's the choral director at Goddard and works in the middle schools, but he's a terrific jazz pianist. He'll be my accompanist.
Okay.
I am pretty good as a keyboardist myself on country, rock, and blues, but jazz takes a little bit more skill. When I was a kid and I played classical, my left hand was pretty good, but when you play jazz, blues, country, you're basically duplicating the bass player. You're just going boom, boom,
Sure.
Whereas jazz, you're bouncing all over the place. So I was really looking to find a really good pianist that could accompany me, so all I would have to do is stand up and sing.
Gotcha.
So that's
you can focus on the singing, which in and of itself is a task.
Yeah, and I grew up loving all kinds of music. I remember listening to Gene Autry, Sons of the Pioneers, Tennessee Ernie Ford as a kid, and got into classical piano. And at one time when I was about 16 in high school in my hometown of Tucson, our dean of students at the high school told my dad, he said, if Rolla keeps this up, he's going to be a fine classical pianist. Well, what happened was I got bit by the rock and roll bug. And so at 17, I had my first band, and over the last, it'll be 55 years in August, I've been playing in bands. I think I played in 7 bands here in Roswell. I've got a current one called County Line Country Band.
Yes, I'm sure people have heard it.
We played a week ago, Friday, down at the Adobe Rose in Artesia. We're all a bunch of old guys. Our steel player, Buddy, is right out of Central Casting. If you remember the movie 1978 Honeysuckle Rose with Willie Nelson and Slim Pickens.
Yeah.
Buddy is Slim Pickens.
Oh, cool.
He'll be 80 this year, and he's an old-time steel player, and he'll call me up on the phone. He lives in Carlsbad, and some of the guys live in Artesia. One guy lives all the way up in Logan, way
Okay.
up there by Tucumcari. So that's why it's county line.
Gotcha.
But
You
Buddy
cover the whole.
Buddy will call me on the phone and I'll pick it up and say hello. He goes, "Hey, Bubba, how you doing?" So we love the guy. So that's my other thing. But this thing,
This is a little bit more formal.
This is something I wanted to do for a long time. I sang some of these songs in high school chorus, choir. I've always loved them. When Willie came out with his Stardust album in '78, it was just fantastic. It has my two favorite all-time songs on it. We're going to do one of them, Someone to Watch Over Me. The other one is Stardust. We're not going to do that. But, I love that album. Dionne Warwick came out in 1990 with an album of all Cole Porter songs, which is also fantastic. So it's really just someone that loves to sing. I've told people before, I think the best two male singers in town are Tom Blake and Sean Lee, if you've heard them sing.
Very talented. I've been if you've been to many events in town, you've probably seen them and didn't realize.
And I've told them to their face that I don't consider myself quite up there with them. Tom heard me sing this program 2 Sundays ago at the Episcopal Church. It was kind of a warm-up performance, and of course I told Tom that. He said, he disagreed, but that's fine. I'm not in this.
I think Tom's a pretty good judge of talent. If he thinks you're good, I think, he might be right.
I'm doing it mainly because I love the music and I love to sing. I'm not an impressionist, so I'm not going to sound like Frank. I've got a similar range. He can go lower than I can.
But you made these songs your own.
Yeah, I do it. The arrangements are fairly similar, but it's my own voice. I'm not trying to. The person I can best mimic is Elvis, but I'm not going to mimic Elvis.
Well, if this don't work out, I guess you could take those mimicking skills up to Vegas and get a job there.
And join 300 other people.
That's right. You get in the crowd there. But and so it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the event is happening Friday, June 17th, coming up here in just a couple days.
Yes.
It'll be 7 p.m. there at the Anderson Museum, like you said, in the big hall there.
Free.
And it's a free concert, so maybe come a little early and walk the museum and
There'll
mingle.
be food.
And there'll be some light refreshments
hors
and things, hors d'oeuvres and
tea
things like that.
Lemonade.
Nice.
Yeah.
So come and mingle and maybe talk to Raleigh here a little bit, unless he's getting ready for the show, might be in the back, but afterwards or whatever. But come and meet maybe and meet your piano company. It sounds
Walter
like Walter Rue. It sounds like he's an amazing individual to talk to as well.
If you haven't heard him play, you are in for a treat. And my analogy is to having a fine thoroughbred racehorse. And when you've got a horse like that, you've got to let him run. So I will sing, let's say, all of me, a couple verses, then I'll just turn it over to him and I'll let him run with it. And then I'll listen for a certain chord, and that's telling me, you got to start singing again.
Here's my key.
But I give him free rein. He can, some songs he'll play a little bit, other ones he'll just take off and he'll go through twice, you know, and the second time will be more embellished than the first time, and people are just going, wow.
Well, and I think that also makes each other better a little bit. You know what I mean? By when that's the beauty about, one can sit by themselves and make music, but when you accompany together and you collaborate, then it's almost, you learn from each other, but at the same time you grow together because it also pushes each other to do things you may have not tried to do by yourself or let's face it, maybe what he plays piano and the types of music may not be the same types that you're into. And so for him to play some of these songs, he's like, I'm used to playing classical pieces and things like that. And so when you come here, it's like, that's a different world. That's a different skill set. That's a different mind. So it kind of broadens, I'm guessing, his horizons, his way of thinking of music. And for yourself, like you said, you classically trained, but got the rock. And now it's the blending of the both worlds here, and that's all music is. Everything begat something, and we just didn't show up one day and say we got jazz music. You know what I mean? Everything kind of evolved into from different forms of music, or it all started from probably two cavemen beating a rock together, and then it just evolved into, you know what I mean?
Years ago on the Smothers Brothers, comedian Pat Paulson had a great joke. He talked about music starting with two men with shaggy beards beating on rocks. And of course, this was the hype of the psychedelic and rock and all that stuff. He said now it's evolved into two men with shaggy beards still beating on rocks.
But way more technology. But it's like I always tell people, like my opinion on it, because you know, I'm a rock guy. I'm always been I'm almost 50. I grew up listening to Metallica, and I've always loved them. But and people like, oh, that's hard. That's heavy. But I was like, I said, I'll be honest. If people like Bach and Mozart and these guys were walking amongst us today, I got a feeling their music would probably go, because if you look at how it's composed, how it's written, and how it's, I said they probably write more. Like classical musicians of the time would probably have music that sounds more like Metallica
and of course,
today.
Queen did a lot of classical stuff. That whole long thing they did was operatic, you know. And, it's amazing.
But it's all that evolution.
Evolves. It really is. And what Sean does over here, a lot of country purists don't like the new stuff. What I like is good melody, and I love harmonies. And this music. And he'll play the Red Dirt, which is wonderful. Yeah, that's terrific. But a lot of what he plays is the popular stuff today, and the young people are really into that. A lot of them are. You know, you get Luke Bryan, those folks, they'll sell out at the Isleta and places like that. So I don't have any beef or truck with it at all. And usually in the morning, when I'm getting ready for whatever I'm retired now, but whatever I do during the day, I'll have Sean on 92.9, and I'll have him in the counter there in the bathroom, and then on the TV, I'll have the volume fairly low but loud enough so I can hear both Sean, and I'll watch Big Valley, I'll watch Gunsmoke, and that's how I start my morning with Sean and the Westerns.
A little mix, a little old and new mixed together.
And of course, my wife is crazy about Twilight Zone. She's got her own stuff. I love the Westerns. I love Perry Mason. I love all those old shows.
Sure.
She's 8 years younger, but she grew up watching Twilight Zone, so when they have a 24-hour Twilight marathon, that's all she watches.
It's like, TV is occupied for the next 6 to 8 hours.
But I enjoy the current country music, and once in a while, you know, I even learn the lyrics to some of that stuff.
Sure. Well, it's music's genres blend together more because that's how people listen nowadays. Where you know, when these, let's face it, as we've grown up and as our generations before us, you know, I think music was kind of classified in these certain areas, and you know, like, all right, that's your box you're in.
Right.
And I think technology and people's tastes and things like that kind of blur those lines a little bit. Where you know, let's face it, rock and roll music wouldn't exist without jazz music, and so you, because of those blendings, you could probably be thankful. Because whatever genre of music is your favorite today was a begat of something else or a mix. So I understand people like, man, country music doesn't sound. I get, because you grew up in a certain window and that's what you're
Merle
used to.
And George Jones, and Buck Owens.
But at the same time, without what came before them, you wouldn't have them. And what we got today is from there. And they add their own twist as they get younger. And let's face it, people listen to pop music kind of almost, to me, has taken and caused more of that merging, because we listen to and pop. Growing up, for me, that was kind of the mainstream. You know, you turn on, everyone knows pop music, and so, but people are like, well, I love this part of country, I love this of bluegrass, and I love this of jazz, and they're like, okay, well, let's make us a country bed music, but we're going to infuse some jazz, some rock and roll into it, and now you're starting to see that mix. And yeah, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I can appreciate that, taking something, it's like, well, because at some point maybe we're going to get to a point, it's like, what kind of music is it? I don't know, this is a good song.
Just good music.
Yeah, it's just a good song, you know?
Yeah, Hank Sr. Actually was a forerunner to Elvis and rock and roll. If you go back and listen to Hank, and I don't know the exact year, maybe 1948, 49, when he did Move It On Over, some critics have called that the first real rock song, because it has that boom, 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 it has that feel to it, you know? And I tried to raise our boys when they were young. They're 24, 27 now, but I tried to raise them on all those early people. They listened to Elvis, Buddy Holly, Roy Orbison, Sam Cooke, just on and on and on, and Hank Sr. And my young son, when he was 2 years old, one of his favorite things when Hank sang "Move It On Over the Hot Dogs Coming In," my son Rick would sing "Move It On Over the Chili Dogs Coming In." But I exposed them to all that.
Yeah.
And my older son, at when he was at Berendo Middle School, did a report, and they were supposed to do it on a famous person. And I think he was the only kid in his class who knew who Buddy Holly was. and he did the report on Buddy Holly.
Yeah. I'm a little like that, maybe not to extreme, because my mom, she loved music. She's a huge Beatles fan. You know, she was probably one of the, I'm pretty sure my mom owned every Beatles record known to man. I mean, I imagine if they stayed and didn't get lost to time, they're probably valuable. But anyway, she grew up in that, so she loved that 50s era. And so when I was a young child, she always had the oldies radio playing. And so I grew up listening to Chubby Checker and the Beatles and you know, all
the Stones,
and even the older stuff before those 50 doo-wop bands and the whole
the Ink Spots.
Go put in Grease and like a soundtrack, and really that's what I listened to growing up as a kid until I got older and started turning into finding Metallica and these rock bands and things.
Speaking
as I got
of Grease, one of my all-time favorite movie tunes is when I'm blowing it. John Travolta and her name,
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John. Yeah. When they do that, "You're the One That I Want," boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Every time my wife will watch that movie over and over, and I'll be in the back room, and she'll say, "Raleigh, your song's coming on." So I'll come out and watch that part of the song. But one other comment on these songs.
Yeah.
Back in the late 60s, when I was finishing high school, Rod Stewart was a raspy voice lead singer for the Jeff Beck Group. Eric Clapton was just going crazy great on guitar with Cream. Bob Dylan had his own unique folk music, everything. Who would ever have thought back then that 35, 40 years later, all of those guys would be singing songs from the Great American Songbook?
Yeah.
Rod Stewart put out 4 albums of those kind of tunes. Bob Dylan put out 4 CDs in the last 10 years of those songs. And Eric Clapton has recorded The Folks Who Live on the Hill on one album. He's recorded Johnny Mercer's The Autumn Leaves on another. Paul McCartney put out one some years ago called Kisses on the Bottom, which isn't what it sounds like. It was actually a river thing they called The Bottom.
Okay.
And so he put out this album of old songs called Kisses, but they've all gravitated back to that music.
That's great. Well, yeah, I mean, and let's face it, those artists you mentioned, they're, I mean, obviously Paul McCartney and, some of these guys are English, but I mean, that's Americana, that music, that when I think of, Clapton and these guys, I mean, these are, well, first off, they're icons at this point in music. They, because like when you just mentioned the name, I'm like, that would be a supergroup today. I mean, could you imagine think of the biggest, largest names in the music industry in one band together today? And that, that's what we were enjoying back then. We just don't realize it,
But a lot of them now are getting up into their upper 70s, and I'm not a real formal music historian of any genre, but I am I enjoy looking people up, seeing when they were born and how long they live and so. But the real interesting thing that in 1945, you had Bob Seger, John Fogerty, Neil Young, Rod Stewart, Eric Clapton, and Van Morrison, all born in 1945.
Wow.
So every one of them now is either 77 or they'll be 77, and they're still, to some extent anyway, out there performing.
Relevant, yeah.
And there was a gentleman that just played the Sunday night at the winery. His name was Aaron Lacombe. He happens to be a friend of friends of mine, so they invited me to come here. I'm a guitar player, singer. And he was in Nashville 2.5 weeks ago and heard Van Morrison, of all people, in Nashville.
Wow.
At the Ryman Auditorium. And he said Van's sax playing was fabulous. And, of course, when you get that old, your voice drops. He doesn't have the high notes anymore. But he put on a great performance, and it was kind of ad-libbed.
Well, and the great part is, is someone who can appreciate that. Let's face it, we don't know how much longer we're going to have these treasures. So to get to see them live and still hear and still be amazing, it's a real treat, and we need to embrace that as long as we humanly can, because we're going to miss it when it's gone.
Definitely. Yeah.
So come out this Saturday or Friday. Come out Friday. Come and like you said, these great the Great American Songbook songs. These are songs that you're going to probably know and love. Ones you're going to. I'm sure you listen. Everyone. Music's the biggest memory evoker there really is. When we hear songs, we always associate them with personal experiences in our lives. So you're going to have 13 songs of a trip down your probably own memory lanes and everything else here with Rolla. So come on out, and I'm guessing at some point you're going to hear and like, all right, can I get these on a CD somewhere? Or can I get, a
Well, the
copy?
range, the date range is from 1926 with Someone to Watch Over Me to 1965, which I believe is it's either Chicago, My Kind of Town, or That's Life. So it's really almost a 40-year range of songs.
Sure. Multi-generations, multicultural backgrounds on these songs.
Yeah, and great songwriters like the Gershwin brothers, Sammy Kahn, Jimmy Van Heusen, Cole Porter, just terrific people that wrote.
Yeah, I just think about it, and something you want to think. We talk about the United States of America, about the great American melting pot. You want to see the finest example of that? Look at our music, and there it is, and you'll see it. And I think Friday night with Rolla here is going to be a kind of a trip down that lane, and you get to see, American even. Generations of American music that all evoke the same feelings and that's the cool part about it. Whether someone in the 20s was exposed to this for the first time or in 2020, it still evokes
people
that same emotion.
Michael Bublé is one of the younger singers that's out there carrying the torch for these old songs.
Yeah,
and he does a mix of everything from Beatles to originals to the old Sinatra. And fine singer, and. There's several like him that are Harry Connick Jr.'s been out for quite a long time. He recently, last year, I think it was might have been 2021, one of those years, he put out a whole album of Cole Porter songs. And unlike Dionne Warwick's, where they're lush strings and all orchestration, his was all big band with nothing but horns on it.
Oh, cool.
So it was a different interpretation of Cole Porter.
Yeah.
And I've got both albums, so I enjoy them both.
Yeah. And you know what this also evokes a little bit, which I love, and this is the internet world, we get to see this. I think this kind of, Americana and the music, I think it sets the foundation for when you see some of the mishmash mix-ups online. And what I mean by that is, like, you'll take something like a rock song done by a hard, like a AC/DC or something like that. I'll take one of their, like Thunderstruck. Everyone knows that song.
Right,
He plays at every arena and every sports outlet on the planet here. But you take that song that evokes that certain feeling, and then you get a bunch of guys with bagpipes or a bunch of guys with banjos, and they do that same song, and it's equally cool. And I love that. I love when you take, this is a song that's traditionally known in this genre, and we're going to play it in this style. And you don't, and then you realize, wow, then you start to see how beautiful a song is, even if it's not in a genre that you like. You know what I mean? And so
I wish I could remember who did a bluegrass version of AC/DC's "You Shook Me All Night Long." It came out in the early 2000s. It might have been not John Wolfe. There's a really good Nashville, real short little singer, and I know he played here up the road too at the End of the Mountain Gods. But it might have been him and another guy. They got together, and of course they weren't singing way up high, screamy like Brian Johnson, but they were singing melodically. "You Shook Me All Night Long" with the banjo. It sounded really good.
It does. It's and it's beautiful, and it almost gives it a. And so I think like Friday night's going to be a lot of that, where you're going to take songs and you're going to be, that's something. But and Rolla's gonna is gonna put his twist on it, and or his his mojo on it here, and kind of make it his own, and that's why music is beautiful. It's like it's and that's where poetry's in the same vein, where six people can read something and evoke a different emotion on it, and music's very much
they
that
mean
same way.
Something each individual, because they remember where they were at that time in their life. They were very happy, or maybe they were really unhappy about a broken love affair. It's just so. But Yeah, it should be really good. I'm not going to talk at length about every song because we'd be there all night. But I will do a little bit about this was written in such a year. These are the composers. But the one song I really will elaborate on is "I've Got You Under My Skin," which Frank Sinatra did the definitive version in 1956, 20 years after Cole Porter wrote it in 36, and how that song came to be. And it was actually a last-minute add-on to an album, and it took 22 takes.
Wow.
And they had a short little trombone guy named Milton Bernhardt, like Sarah Bernhardt. And he was completely worn out after all those takes, and no one knew why Frank kept wanting to go over and over, because usually 3-4 takes he was done. And they'd done 2 other add-on songs, everybody happy. Frank kept wanting to come back. So anyway, Mr. Bernhardt was emotionally, physically exhausted. On the 22nd take, the engineers decided he needed to get that trombone closer to the mic hanging down. And of course, being a short little guy, he couldn't do it. So Frank rummaged around the studio and got maybe about a 3-foot box, and he put it, and Milton stood on the box. And even though he was exhausted, he did arguably the greatest trombone solo in the history of jazz. If you haven't heard that trombone solo, I've Got You Under My Skin. So that's the story I'm going to tell.
Interesting.
Friday night.
So you wonder why, does it turn out because is it out of spite? Was it out of like, I'll show this guy? And you always wonder because you hear stories like that in music all the time where like I heard about a guitar solo on one of the Metallica songs. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of them. And it was during the album. And of course, Kirk Hammett, who's their guitarist, and he's like, you're like this big deal. And the producer's like, you're this big deal guy, show me. And he kind of literally said, all right, fine. And just went crazy on this thing. And they end up, and that was the track they use on that song. And it's those are all kinds of those kind of stories out there. And I love that.
Frank was very mercurical. He wasn't one to give a lot of praise in the recording studio. Usually if he was happy, he'd kind of give it, they call it an imperceptible nod. But
I could picture that in his personality.
After Milton did that solo and came back up in the engineering booth to listen, Frank actually told him that was fabulous.
So that's a huge deal. If Frank says...
Now, live, he's different. Live, he will cite the songwriters, and when he's finished with a song, he'll go, isn't that a lovely tune, Sammy Kahn? And he's totally different. But when he works in the recording studio, he expected nothing less than perfection. And so that was rare for him to compliment somebody like he did Milton after that trombone solo.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine it. Well, and I'm sure he probably looks at it like, hey, I put the box here. That's my idea. You executed my idea well. There's a little of that going on.
Yeah. So yeah, we're really looking forward to a lot of fun. We're going to have a.
So if you love those kind of stories, and then come for that too. Hang for the music and get the fun stories in between.
We'll have a last rehearsal this afternoon at the Anderson at 3 p.m. just to clean up a couple of spots, and then actually we're going to. Introduce a song by Chet Baker, who was a really terrific trumpet player. Unfortunately, he didn't live past 62, I think, because he had a bad drug addiction. But he had a very breathy, ethereal singing voice, but it's extremely compelling. And the first time I heard of him, I was working in the library before I worked at our library at Grand Canyon, and they had an upstairs with all these records. And so on my break, I'd go up there and pull out records, 1988, they didn't have all the stuff they have now. And I put it on the turntable, and I listened to Chet Baker, and when I heard him sing, it was just ethereal, just unreal the way he had such a it sounded like a young 14-year-old boy whose voice had recently changed. It sounded so innocent, but so beautiful. So we're going to do a song.
Okay.
I Get Along Without You Very Well. And it was Johnny, Hoagie Carmichael wrote it, who wrote Stardust. He wrote the music, but it was based on, I think, an 18th century poem by a lady. And it is such a beautiful, sad song. Linda Ronstadt did it. Of course, Sinatra's done it. So we're going to add that. We're going to add That's Life. That's what all the people say, we're going to add that one. And then if we can get it, the third one we're going to try to add is a song called All or Nothing at All.
Okay.
So those three we want to try and add on to the repertoire.
Good deal. So it's going to be a fun evening of great music. I think it's going to be a feel-good night of come and meet people, come and hear these tunes.
And it's table setting, nightclub setting.
So you get to sit and lounge and relax.
Straight back chairs staring at us. The whole room is going to have tables, seating 3, 4, 5 people.
So very relaxed atmosphere.
They can get their food when they walk in the door. They can sit there and eat, do that while we're performing. It's going to be very informal. It's not going to be everybody sitting here like you're watching a classical pianist.
Yeah, nothing stuffy, very casual, lounge feel to it.
Loungy, exactly.
Yeah,
it's going to be that lounge atmosphere.
Very good. So come and hear some great tunes, some great music. I'm curious, does one get nervous when you are around a piano that's worth more than your house?
I think as long as you don't put a drink or anything on it, and of course the director of the museum, Nancy Fleming, would be up in arms if we did that.
I'm like, man, that's amazing, but I don't know if I'm responsible enough to be near this thing.
Well, if people look me up, Rolla Aston YouTube, back in December of 2018, I had my Slim Pickens steel player buddy. I had Billy Bob Thornton's drummer was in town, so he played drums for me. Buddy played steel, and we got a friend from Carlsbad to play bass. And I played that piano, and I did 3 original songs, and they're on Rolla Aston YouTube. So if anyone looks me up, they can see me playing, and then they can see that beautiful shining piano while I'm playing the keys.
Nice.
So it's wonderful.
Yeah, so if you want to kind of get maybe a little preview of some of Rolla's music and stuff, like you say, go to YouTube and type in ROLLAHASTON.
Yeah, just put YouTube after the name, and they'll hear there's 3 songs. One of them is a Buddy Holly style tune called My Little Blue Heart.
Okay.
Another one, I've been told that I sound like Ray Price, which, I mean, that would be a terrific compliment.
I'll take it.
It's called My Love, Your Love. And the third one is kind of, I had the Stray Cats Rock This Town in mind, so it's more of a boogie song called I Come Alive. And the idea is when you come into a gig, you may have worked all day, you're tired, you don't feel that well. Once you get behind that microphone, it's like somebody clicks a switch and you come alive.
Gotcha.
So it's like every night at 9, I come alive. That's that song. So they can hear all of them.
Cool. Yeah. So come check out, and then come hear it live and in person Friday night again. Concert starts at 7. What time's doors? And about 6:30 or so.
6:15, 6:30. I'll get there early because I've got to help with the refreshments. You're
not only performing, you got to set up.
Yeah, I've got to bring in bags of ice. And I think Watcheroo will get there about 6:30, and we'll have a little half hour folks coming in, and it'll be interesting to see. I know it's hard to get people to come to things, and plus a lot of people are on vacation. I've had some of our best friends. One of my best friends, unfortunately, is in Indiana. Not for him. He's visiting his son, which is good. And other folks are going to be in Albuquerque. But if we can get 50, 75 people, I would consider it a big success.
And it's a free show?
It's a free show.
Come on out.
Yeah.
I would, if you're looking for something fun to do on Friday night, and I would say even if you grew up to these songs, or if this is maybe new exposure to you, either way, come see it. If you love music, then you're going to want to be a part. I don't care what kind of music you like. I don't care, if it's old, young, in between. If you're a fan of music, you're going to love and appreciate this concert because of the quality of musicianship, but B, just the history of the song. If you're a music fan, then you're probably a fan of music history, and this is going to be history for your ears. It really is.
And just hearing Watcheroo alone play the piano is worth your time to come. He put on, the reason I got aware of him was he put on a solo performance at the Anderson last November where he was playing jazz and classical and all that. And I talked to him afterwards, and originally I thought maybe I'd have him teach me some jazz piano, but then I thought, well, with taking up golf, I'm a volunteer dog walker for the Humane Society, all the things I do.
You got a full plate.
I just thought, I don't have time to practice jazz piano. What I really want to do is sing. So I asked him if he also accompanied people. He said, yes, he did. So after the first of the year, around February, is when we got together and started working on this stuff. And we had to whittle 45 Sinatra songs memorized in my head.
Wow.
We had to whittle that down to what we were going to do.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure you could probably make this if demand is, so if there's a couple encore requests, I think you had a few in the tank ready for
If
them.
someone yelled out, if someone yelled out My Way, or if they yelled out New York, Watcheroo will have a Sinatra songbook in front of him, if need be. And if someone really wanted us to do that, just totally unrehearsed, we would just wing it and just do it.
Sure, and it'd probably turn out amazing because people like that usually they forget more than we know altogether sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But again, want to remind folks, this Friday night, 7 p.m. at the Anderson Museum. Come on out and, like I said, especially if you've never been to the Anderson, make Friday your first time. Come out, see the museum in all its beauty. Come enjoy the music, enjoy the light refreshments, and all free of charge Friday night. So come on out and enjoy. And maybe, I'm hoping what happens is you're going to make Friday your first visit to the Anderson, and that's going to get the bug bit. And next thing you know, you're a regular patron there, and you may, back to coming to all the concerts and things that are happening there. Yeah. And who knows?
Gorgeous is my word for that place. It is gorgeous. And one last quick comment. What you said is true. When I came here in December of 90, I just knew about Roswell for UFO and Roger Staubach, basically Nancy Lopez, and a lot of people, if they just drive through town, they just think it's another town.
Sure.
But and I don't mean to put anybody down and compare them to bugs, but what you find is if you lift up the outside carpet of Roswell and you look underneath, you see an amazing amount of artists, painters, sculptors, musicians, and we've got the Liberty here, we've got the winery, all these big name people, Leon Russell several times before he passed away, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Marty Stewart, on. And it's just an amazing art community for this size town, as you say. And people would never know it unless they take the time to really go around, visit the Roswell Museum, visit the Anderson, go hear a show at the winery, the Liberty, and the amount of talent, it's just incredible.
Absolutely. We really are a gem in the desert here. We're very fortunate, and you live here. Come see the great treasures you have in your own backyard, and come out Friday. And if that's your first one, then awesome. Come on out, make it so. Is there anything we missed, Rolla, that you want to get?
I really think you've covered it. It's wonderful to talk to you again. I really enjoy coming, and of course, music is. I won't say my number one passion, because I do. I love dogs. I love all kind of things. I love books and reading. Obviously, I was a librarian, but music is right up there. And I love talking about music. And rarely do I get a chance, because my wife has been with me 38 years.
She's tired of hearing you talk about it after a while.
She's heard it all. So it's nice to just come and really express my love for a huge variety of music and admiration for these great singers, these great songwriters.
Come have fun. This is the music's the life can give you struggles and things, but sometimes a night out to some beautiful music, it seems to put a whole new mindset on your outlook on things.
Real quick, in my song I Come Alive, I say music is a healer, one of God's greatest gifts. Even when a friend is hard to find, it'll chase away the bad times. It's a tonic for the soul. It knows just how to ease your troubled mind.
There you go. You just wrapped it up in a nice little bow there. I'll let it go right there. Rolla, thank you very much.
Thank you,
we
Mike,
look forward
so
to
much.
We look forward to hear you guys on Friday and seeing you guys on Friday. And shoot, maybe one day we can get the band in here and just kind of have a little fun.
That would be fun.
I would enjoy that.
6 of us, I guess if gas prices ever go down, they could travel from Carlsbad, Artesia, and Tucumcari.
Well, maybe we'll make that pack. When gas gets down to the $2 range again, we'll get them back in here and we'll do it.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you, Rolla. Appreciate it. And we look forward to Friday. All right, it is 8:57. Let's take a quick break before we get you into news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
This lot is hot. The summer of savings is on now at Roswell Nissan, with scorching savings on a fresh lineup of amazing vehicles, like a 2016 Nissan Altima for just $319 a month, a 2015 GMC Terrain for just $269 a month, or a 2016 Jeep Cherokee for just $209 a month. Get a Mexico resort vacation or Apex Cinema movie ticket just for stopping by, an Apex Cinema gift card with any test drive, and your choice of splash pad with purchase. And register to win a trampoline basketball hoop combo to be given away June 18th at 1 p.m. The summer of savings on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. There's a whole universe out there. Come explore at the International UFO Museum and Research Center, featuring engaging exhibits and in-depth first-hand accounts of the incident that put Roswell on the map. The research library features the most comprehensive collection of UFO research materials in the world, and you can get exclusive one-of-a-kind gifts and merch from the gift shop or online at RoswellUFOmuseum.com. Don't forget about the UFO Festival, July 1st through 3rd, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The International UFO Museum and Research Center. It's otherworldly.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
The Valley Cafe introduces weekly lunch specials. Whether you like burgers, soups, salads, or sandwiches, the Valley Cafe will satisfy your lunch cravings. This week for lunch, try the Jamwich. Thinly sliced ham, bacon, grilled onions, grilled jalapenos, and Swiss cheese. Served on a bolillo bun with jalapeno pineapple jam. Grab and go lunch now at the Valley Cafe, the orange building across from Church on the Move, 801 Brasher in Roswell.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street still struggling in the immediate wake of yesterday's sell-off that sent the market into bear market territory. The benchmarks bouncing between small gains and modest losses this morning. The market's on edge about inflation and what the Fed will do to attack it without tipping the economy into recession.
With the Fed set to announce another sharp interest rate hike after it meets this week, the likelihood that the central bank can engineer a so-called soft landing appears to be dimming. The announcement will take place days after the government issued a scorching inflation report. With inflation at a four-decade high of 8.6%, Fed officials are likely this year to boost borrowing rates even higher than was expected just weeks ago.
Correspondent Jeremy House, fueled to a great degree by soaring gas prices, wholesale inflation rocketed higher last month. Producer prices surging 10.8% in May from 1 year earlier. President Biden's first trip to the Middle East is planned for next month, and it will begin in Israel.
The president will travel to Jerusalem first for a long-planned visit with Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. According to the White House, Mr. Biden will reinforce America's ironclad commitment to Israel's security. He will then meet with Palestinian Authority leaders in the West Bank before traveling to Saudi Arabia.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. Dangerous and destructive flooding forcing temporary closure of Yellowstone National Park. Roads and bridges washed out, buildings swept away by the floodwaters. Evacuation of people trapped by flooding and mud and rock slides now underway. Some big U.S. cities have been battered by powerful storms. 3 people are missing, swept away by floodwaters in Milwaukee. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 21 points, the NASDAQ 19 points higher, and the S&P is up 2.5. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
A local official in China apologizing over a COVID-19 lockdown response.
The mayor of a northeastern Chinese city on the North Korean border that has been under lockdown for more than 50 days has said sorry for failures amid widespread but often disguised dissatisfaction over the government's heavy-handed approach to handling the pandemic. It's highly unusual for a ranking Communist Party official to publicly concede errors, particularly regarding the hardline zero COVID policy that's been repeatedly endorsed by top officials under President and party leader Xi Jinping. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
A territorial dispute between Denmark and Canada over a barren and uninhabited rock in the Arctic that has led to decades of friendly friction has come to an end. The two countries agreeing to divide the tiny island between them, a small rock holding absolutely no mineral reserves. News and analysis, townhall.com. Censure for several Marine and 2 naval officers stemming from the deadly sinking of an amphibious assault vehicle off the Southern California coast.
The mishap killed 8 Marines and a sailor. Navy Secretary Carlos del Toro faults the officers for what he calls inadequate leadership and execution of their oversight duties. Censure letters are put in service members' personnel files and are often career-ending for military officers, usually preventing them from further promotion or other progress. A Marine Corps investigation cited inadequate training, shabby maintenance, and poor judgment by leaders. Keith Peters reporting.
Elon Musk will be addressing Twitter employees on Thursday for the first time since the billionaire and Tesla CEO offered $44 billion to buy the social media platform. Once again on Wall Street, the Dow's down 2 points, while the Nasdaq is up 20 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil wishing, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny. I do this, and I don't know why, but someone was shared a post online on social media about the Top Gun Maverick movie, and it's just saying, and it was a political post. It's basically saying, you know why Maverick Top Gun did so well? Because people want to see a movie that had, had good guys, had bad guys. It was fun. You weren't thinking it was all that, and basically that just saying it was just a good time movie.
Sure.
And they said it's not that people won't go to movies anymore, Hollywood. We just want to go to movies that are entertaining and not, message laden. And
sure.
And I get that point because but it's funny. Most people in the comments are like, "Yeah, well said." Blah blah blah. And then you get the one guy.
There's always that one guy.
And he's all like, "I don't understand. You just said a whole thing about you went to a movie that did not cause you to get mad or anything." He goes, "What's the he basically," and I'm like, "Yeah, this guy doesn't get it. Life stinks. People want things to distract from the stink, so They go to movies." They don't want to watch movies about the stink that is life. They want to be escaped for 2 hours, dummy. If you can't see that's the point of movies, then maybe you should go back to that hole you crawled into and be mad at the world or whatever you're doing.
Escapism.
I just
It's the whole reason that we sink ourselves into the universes of like Stranger Things and stuff like that.
I just legit think there's people out there that truly aren't happy unless they've got something to complain about and someone to complain to.
I agree.
I just don't get it. I mean, I get you. There's a lot of things that make me mad too, but I don't want to take every single thing in life and find a way to ruin it for somebody else.
What happens is, though, they fix some problem they have, they fix it, and they go, okay, what else? What else?
Yeah.
They get bored.
These the people that spend all day online just arguing people, these people need mental health so bad.
I concur.
If I was a psychiatrist or I owned a mental health facility, my advertising budget or market would be I just share people's tweets and say, "Is this you? Come see me." That's what I would do.
Is this you?
Come see me.
I like that. Just billboard. Is this you? Give me a call.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
That would be my entire advertising campaign if I was a psychiatrist or any of that. I'd just be like, "Do you agree with this? Come see me." Does this sound like you? Have you done this? Come see me.
It's kind of genius, actually. I like it.
Because that person's going to make a killing. By the way, any psychiatrist steal the idea, I want credit. Right. I give away my marketing genius for free because most of it's garbage, but that one actually is good.
That is a really good one, actually.
Breakfast fish sandwich I get is a little weird.
I'm just sitting here
this one's a
flashing
genius.
through all of the bat crap crazy text where that works.
Absolutely. That's all you need to do.
The radio campaign alone is, and now, crazy tweet theater.
That's right.
If you or a loved one experience any of these tweets,
right,
call me.
Right.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Smith & Johnson Mental Associates, Mental Health Associates, whatever it is.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's what we need to do. It just made me laugh. I was like, oh, here's the thing about Maverick. It'll be fun. And then I read the comments. I'm like, good Lord, people. Do you just want to argue for no reason whatsoever? All right. Here's what's on tap for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. Robert Reynolds going to join us for his monthly visit. Robert pops in on this second Tuesday of each month and gives us an update on things happening around town. Things like going on at the Anderson Museum and the Roswell Museum and Art Center, and outside of town too. Like there's things going on in Carlsbad or Cloudcroft or things like that.
He's a man about town.
Town and towns. So we'll get an update from Robert here in just a wee bit.
Indeed.
Yeah. That was a fun discussion. We were all talking about music and stuff. I got a feeling. I don't know. I think Ian MR should hire Rolla to have a music education class and let him be the instructor.
That would be cool.
He was hitting out information. And I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, so I know a little bit about a lot, but that man's probably forgot more about music than I've ever learned. So.
And I love that his appreciation and his level of appreciation. Like as I was going back into my studio, he stopped me and said, "Hey, by the way, thank you for the Red Dirt."
He was telling us how he's a fan. He listens in the morning. He's got on the TV like Bonanza and Gunsmoke and stuff, and he's got Sean playing Red Dirt in the background.
That's awesome. That rules. He's my one. It's like him and Cody from Hawaiian Island Hut. That's my two listeners.
Maybe you need to do some Red Dirt Hawaiian.
I don't think that's a thing.
I think you could.
I think we could. Yeah.
We could do like ukuleles with
little banjo and some pedal steel.
A string ukulele
behind a mele kaliki maka.
Can we do a string ukulele, or a slide ukulele?
Like slide ukulele, pedal steel ukulele. Yeah, I like that.
Why not? Yeah. Lays.
Tonight you belong.
You could call the band Lays and Banjos.
Honestly, if you just do the song from The Jerk, that totally translates to Red Dirt.
I think you could.
But tonight you belong to me. It fully translates.
Yeah, Lays and Banjos could be the band name.
The trumpet solo.
Yeah.
Banjo solo. Or little mandolin. Yeah. Dig it.
Why not?
Mandolin really is like the country ukulele.
Yeah. Why can't we combine Polynesian and bluegrass?
I like it.
I mean, we're fusion everything else up. Why not Polynesian music, and bluegrass. Let's get a little
Southern Samoan fusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get to work on it.
I think we could do this. We could,
I'll hit up Israel Kome, however you pronounce his last name, and then Riley Green, or see what happening.
Don Ho and Alison Krauss do a duet.
I like it. I
think it's great.
It is.
I would watch that.
That'd really be something.
You slap a Bob Hope on that special, and I'm in.
Now, as long as you bring along a Union Station. I mean, if Alison Krauss is coming, you got to put your Union Stations there.
Just saying, we get, or let's have Don Ho do a version of "I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow."
Is Don Ho even still alive?
Probably not, but I don't know any other.
Bring him back.
Famous Hawaiian singers off the top of my head.
I brought up the guy who did the "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" that everybody uses.
Yeah.
Don Ho. Okay.
I'm not sure if he's still alive or not.
Let's see. Passed away in 2007.
Oh, he's passed for a few years.
He done been gone.
Man, we have to do the Holodon, the hologram or whatever it is.
What's the big dude from Lost up to? I mean, surely he plays something.
Yeah, but he's not known for being a musician.
No, but he's Samoan.
There's a lot of Samoans. What's
the bloodline up to? Let's get one of the Usos on it.
There's probably 20, 30 Polynesian NFL linemen. We can get some of them.
You know where you go to get Polynesian linemen? Utah. Yeah. They're real big on drafting Polynesians at Brigham Young.
I've noticed, and I've seen a couple of the stories, like from some of the Polynesian Samoan
like
players.
whole dynasty families that have played for BYU.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
Get the Rocks family.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're not busy. They're not slammed.
Well, is Rock's mom and grandma still around?
No, I doubt it. I don't think so. But pretty much everybody in the family is doing something. His daughters actually just started training to be a pro wrestler. Yeah. She didn't go with the name that I was hoping she would, Pebbles. I was really hoping.
Well, see, I'm a couple behind, but I watched Young Rock. Like season 2 came through and I recorded them all. I haven't watched.
I need to go back.
I've only watched
Hulu.
like 4 or 5 episodes.
There's too much stuff right now.
I'm just, it's for a TV sitcom show, it's kind of fun.
I can't, here's the thing, I don't have time to watch TV right now because I'm in the home stretch, so when I leave this job, I start another job.
Yeah.
So I don't have time I guess I could watch it on my phone in my car.
But
that's safe.
Because you're a fan of especially 80s wrestling lore, it's full of that.
I did watch most of the first part of season 2. I need to get caught up on a few, but
okay.
But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. It's a good show.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
And as far as I could tell, I mean, of course, since Vinnie Mac's involved, there's going to be some spinning of stories. It's you're not going to get the straight scoop. I heard Darkseid's not coming back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's because I guess Vince McMahon basically hired the 2 guys that do Darkseid, and they're going to do some other thing for Vice now.
Oh, well, if you got the people that are slamming you buy them out.
That's always been his way. Buy out your competition so they're not a problem anymore.
What do you mean? Wrestling isn't they didn't want to wrestle on their laurels. They wanted to take a paycheck in wrestling.
I know, shocker.
What?
Sell out.
What a surprising turn of events.
It's a real heel turn. They worked themselves into a shoot, brother.
What? I'm just gonna look at the guy in a grown-up. What? All right, it is 9:16. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. More hot temperatures over the next couple of days with that warm air coming in from the south. We'll be hitting the low 100s across the whole area again today. An isolated thunderstorm possible this evening and then clearing up for the overnight hours, lows near 70. Then we're in the low 100s with a sunny day coming up again on Wednesday. Upper 90s and low 100s, maybe a shower Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, I'm in the middle of refreshing because I just started to. Currently, 89 degrees. Yeah, we're pushing 90 at 9:17 in the a.m. here in Roswell, New Mexico. 22% humidity right now. Winds are variable at 3 miles per hour. Heat advisory doesn't officially take effect till noon, but it's 90 already at 9 in the morning. So what's that tell you? The heat advisory remains in effect through 8 p.m. this evening. Mostly sunny, 104 today for a high, south winds 5 to 15. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 71 degrees and south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, more of like today, sunny, hot, 104, southwest winds 5 to 10. Thursday, a smidge cooler. about 4 degrees cooler. Sunny, high of 100 on Thursday. Southeast winds early 5 to 10, picking up 15 to 20 Thursday afternoon. Friday, we're looking at sunny skies and a high of 97. Sunny and 98 on Saturday. Sunday, there is a 20% chance of rain showers. Otherwise, sunny, hot, 98. And that 20% chance of rain continues into Sunday night as well. So we'll see. Cross your fingers. Hopefully we get some moisture out of that. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then join us on the other side. Robert Reynolds will be with us, and we'll chit-chat about things happening around town. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
You know, there's something magical about homegrown tomatoes. Watching the plants grow, seeing the blooms pop, and then picking a big, ripe tomato and slicing it up on a sandwich. Hi, this is Jim Gill. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we have some of the prettiest tomato plants that we've ever seen, just waiting for you to make the magic happen. We have some good-looking pepper plants, too, and the geraniums will be coming along soon. So you say tomato, and I'll say tomato. Come and get your plants at Roswell Seed. No, I'm not going to say tomato. Nobody around here says tomato.
No doubt about it, summer is a time for family fun and adventure. And whether it's a drive across the country for an epic vacation or a drive across town for epic ice cream, you have to have a vehicle you can depend on. A vehicle that's comfortable for the whole family and all your gear. That's why you should begin your summer adventures at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, you'll find southeastern New Mexico's largest inventory of exceptionally nice pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. All have survived a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford even gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee. So where do we get such great pre-owned vehicles? Well, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks. If you have one you want to sell, we'll make you a cash offer on the spot and give you a week to think about it. Cross town or cross country, get your summer adventures started right with an upgraded ride from Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main, the official sponsor of summer fun.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger. Something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio, Robert Reynolds back with us. Good morning, Robert. How you doing today?
Morning, Mike. Good morning, everybody listening on the radio. We appreciate it. And I'd like to say hi to my friend Thomas Blama.
Okay.
Of 26 years. He's listening. My Portuguese people, and Cheney and Maria, and also my first service at Trinity Master. Thank you.
Awesome. So we got quite the audience for you this morning here. So good deal. So for folks that aren't familiar, Robert visits us once a month and keeps us up to date on things happening around our town and around the community here. And based on his list today, it looks like we got a bevy of stuff. Got over 40 items on his list for events happening in and around town here. So we got, it's good. That's a good thing. So if you're saying there's nothing to do, Robert will beg to differ with you on that. He's got a list of 40 things you can do over the next couple of weeks here. Mm-hmm. So I guess we ought to dive right in, huh? Let's talk about the Genealogical Society. They got their next meeting coming up here at the Wilson Cobb Library.
Yes, it's this Thursday at 1:30 Wilson Cobb Library. at 1:30, and anybody can join if they want. And it's still $4 for single, $9 for couple.
Okay.
And you learn about ancestors, and they're also open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
From 1 to 4.
So you can come by and visit their library. Of course, being a member. And so if you love research and family history, doing genealogy, that type of thing, of course, they have the online stuff, Ancestry.com and all that. Of course, they have access to all that, but then they got their own library of stuff too. So really, if you love genealogy and you're doing the online stuff, the Wilson Cobb Library and the Genealogical Society can add another layer to that or another level of genealogy to that. So if you really love this stuff, invite you to become a member and come to their meetings once a month.
Yes.
So very good. Give us an update on the High Prairie Poetry Society. I know the summer's kind of your summer months here.
We got some wonderful things happening with this. I've been the president, starting my 12th year in September.
Okay.
And we meet at Enchanted Hills at 2 o'clock. But our next meeting is not until September 17th. We take the summer off.
Yeah, summer is take a little hiatus there and gives, I guess, the poets time to experience and enjoy summer and probably work on some new poetry for the fall.
Yes, we got a special person. She wrote a special poetry book for us, for Ava Poetry people. And she's got in her book, we're all over the world, and she's coming from overseas in August to see us for the first time.
Oh, nice. So maybe talk a little bit more about that next month.
Yeah.
Cool. Good deal. But if you're interested in wanting to be a part, love poetry and stuff, the High Prairie Poetry Society will get back together, like I said, on September 17th at Enchanted Hills there. So we'll mark it on your calendar. We'll remind you a couple more times between now and then. But put that on your calendars, put that on your radar, and hope to see you out there. So, Vitalant, they've got blood drives going on right now too. So if you need to donate, or if you haven't donated in a while, they've got lots of opportunities for you to do so.
I'm donating this coming Thursday.
Okay.
And
where's my list here? I have a list of the. I got buried in other paperwork here. Let me find. Here it is. I got it.
I finally wrote the phone number down.
Well, it's not on my list no more, so I'm glad you have it. But so you're going to be out at the Vitalant office tomorrow from 11 to 3. They're doing a blood drive out there at the Vitalant office. They're over by Loveless Hospital. That's 11 to 3 tomorrow. They'll be out there. Next Tuesday, June 21st, they're going to have the Bloodmobile out at the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico between noon and 5. So you can donate blood at that event, too, if you can't do it today or tomorrow. And that's it for Roswell the rest of this month. They'll be in Carlsbad on the 22nd and 25th. But here in Roswell, you got Thursday, when Robert's going, or next Tuesday at the Historical Society.
Yes.
Very good.
The phone number is 575-578-1198 for the Vitalis office.
Yes, call or text that. They'll schedule an appointment and everything else for either one of these blood drives. They'll be happy to take care of that for you.
Yes.
Good deal. All right, let's give an update. Sun Country Physical Therapy, of course, that's where Robert's been going for years. He's lost over 100 pounds and gotten healthy thanks to them. But give him a little shout-out.
Yes. Sun Country, they got good therapists. I'm in my 10th year. And I finally hit 198 pounds this morning for the first time in 40-some years.
Congratulations. Below the two bills group, huh? Good for you.
I ain't trying to lose weight, coming off with the weights, I guess.
I keep losing it, and I can't find it. I don't know what happened. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But they can help you, whether you need help getting back to being healthy again, or if you're recovering from surgery or an injury or something like that. They do physical therapy. They do rehab. They do all of that stuff for folks.
Everything.
Good deal. So give out the address there for folks.
It's 800 West 2nd Street. And I keep forgetting to put the phone number on there.
All right. We'll get them next time. But you can swing on by. They're open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, right? Or no, Monday through Thursday, and then 8 to noon on Fridays.
Yeah.
So very good. Let's talk about the Pecos Valley Dart Association. They've got something coming up here.
Yes, July 29th and 31st. They got the Dart Association at the Eagles Lodge, 3201 South Sunset. And on the 29th, they got restoration, and you can find out from Facebook event, or you can call 575-910-5895 or 575-420-0671 for more information.
All right. So if you like darts and want to play, and get in some of these tournaments or join the associate league here, come on out July 29th and the 31st out to the Eagles Lodge there on Sunset.
Yeah.
Good deal. Kiwanis, they meet. They'd love to invite folks to come out to their meetings. Tell about when they meet.
Yeah, Kiwanis, they meet the second and fourth Tuesday of each month at Los Stereos Restaurant. And the number is 575-565-8900 at 2303 North Main.
Yeah, they come out there, like you said, on the fourth Tuesday at Cerritos. Come and have a meal and come be a part of the meeting. They always have a guest speaker. And Kiwanis Club, they do a lot of, but their main focus is children. Like the all-inclusive park is one of their major projects right now. But as far as getting like reading materials and stuff in schools, that's something Kiwanis has been doing for a long time. So, So if you love that kind of stuff, the Kiwanis are looking for more people to be Kiwanians. So come on out and have a meal with them and learn more about becoming part of the group. The Roswell Flute Ensemble, they practice out at the Anderson Museum. I guess they're looking for some more players to be a part of the flute ensemble.
Yeah, at the Anderson Museum. They meet on Thursdays at 6 o'clock, and you must be experienced. And they're trying to organize something for September.
Yeah. They if you never got a chance to see the Roswell, they're amazing musicians. They do a great. I always catch them at the Roswell Christmas Railway. I always seem to catch. The day I go is the day that they usually seem to. I don't know. It's just dumb luck. It just appears. But they come out and see them, and they do an amazing show. But if you'd like to be a part of the Roswell Flute Ensemble, come out to their like Robert said. They're not teaching people to play flute. They want experienced flautists, I think is the term. And if you played flute and you're experienced and love playing it, they'd love to have you come. And maybe you played in high school and it's been a few years, but maybe dust out your flutes and see if you've got got the skill set still, and who knows, maybe you can pick that back up and make it one of your new passions again. So,
they do a wonderful job.
Excellent. Give us an update on Harvest Ministries and Salvation Army and Community Kitchen and some of
they
our.
still need help and donation and volunteers, all these places, and we got more and more people need food and stuff. The way the economy is and stuff.
Well, and traditionally, and it is the case even more so now. The summer months for organizations like Salvation Army and Harvest Ministry are their light months. These are months where they get less donations because more people are. It's really two reasons. One is people are on vacations and they aren't really thinking about that stuff. Two is many of these organizations receive a lot of help from our schools.
Yes.
They'll do can drives, they'll do blood drives, they'll do all kinds of drives in our local schools. Our kids do a lot of great stuff for our community. But with the kids out for the summer, guess what? All those resources dry up for them. So the onus is on the public to kind of step up that void in the dry times like the summer months are for them. So if you have the means to donate more food to these great things, that's great. But volunteering is even more valuable. If you've got a few extra hours a week you'd like to spend out at Harvest Ministries or the Salvation Army or the Roswell Community Kitchen, any of these great places, they'd love to have you. So please reach out to them, and it's a great way to make a positive impact in our community and relatively a simple, hey, here's some cans of food. Hey, I'm going to spend a couple hours help cooking meals at the community kitchen, whatever it is.
June, July, and August are really the rough months.
Yeah, it is. So please reach out to these organizations, whatever ones you have a passion for, and get involved if you've got the ability to do so. Let's talk about the occupational therapy stuff going on out at ENMU Roswell.
Yes, Dana Sanders and Sam Chavez, the field director. The number is 575-624-7000, and they help out with occupation therapy. And just give them a call, and they'll explain the situation to you.
Okay, very cool. And moving on to Lovington this weekend, if you're looking for, sounds like a concert and some barbecue is what I'm guessing. Smoking on the Plaza Music Festival, that's happening in Lovington. You, tell a little bit about that.
Yeah, they're having the Smoking on the Plaza the 17th and 18th this coming weekend.
Okay.
We got music and concert and food. And for more information, get smokingontheplaza.com.
Hey, just a tip, folks. if you want to ever eat the best barbecue in your life, ever, sign up to be a certified barbecue judge. Smoking on the Pecos is an event they have usually during the summers in Artesia.
Oh.
About 6-7 years ago, I signed up to be a judge, and I had to take a class with the Kansas City Barbecue Society, the KCBS. I got certified as a judge. I took all this class, and then and because of that, I got to be a judge in the Smoking on the Pecos. And that event, they get professional, like those big boy barbecue teams you see on like Food Network and all that make hundreds of thousands of dollars making, and these guys show up at that event. And it's blind judging, so I have no idea who made what. But I will tell you what, when you got people that spend their whole lives perfecting the perfect rib and brisket and chicken, and then they spend all night smoking several briskets, several slabs of ribs to pick the most 6 perfect ones out of all that meat and give them to you to try. I'm telling you, it spoiled me on barbecue. I am such a barbecue snob now but the good thing is I got to eat ribs that will make you kill people. I'm telling you, the food is so divine. It will make you do things that are morally questionable because they're so delicious. It is good stuff.
It'll melt in your mouth.
Yeah. So, pro tip: if you love barbecue, I highly recommend you find a judging class. You sign up, and then you go to these competitions and go be a judge. You can earn to be master judge and do a whole thing if you want to turn it into a whole hobby. But if you just want to go and try good people's barbecue, I'm telling you, it was the best decision I ever made was go sign up for that class and go eat barbecue. It was great. Moving on. Let's talk about what's going on at the Joy Center, some of their fitness classes and things.
Now, the Fitness Exercise Joy Center, 1822 in North Montana. A 10-week session is 3 times a week, and it's free, but they want you to try and make every session. And the number is 575-317-3503 for more information.
Okay, very good. And then, of course, at the Anderson Museum, they got their Flora Design, the Garden Club, and all that. I guess they meet over there and have an event planned.
Yes, we got the museum, the Free Garden Club, the New Mexico State Flower Show. You can call Pat at 575-326-8440, and she'll give you more information.
Okay, good deal. Pecos Valley Quilters. They have their meetings monthly at First United Methodist Church. Tell the folks about that.
Yeah, they go to First Methodist Church in room 111 and 622-1881, and it's the first Wednesday of every month.
Okay. So if you love that, want to become part of the Pecos Valley Quilters and love quilting and want to meet like-minded people, well, there you go. Let's see. Let's talk about here at what's going on at the Carlsbad Museum. They've got some exhibits they'd like to invite people to come out to.
Yeah, the Carlsbad Museum in September. The Carlsbad, they got 2 exhibitions, the Galaxy Warriors and the Sacred Land, and you can call 575-887-0276, and they'll give you more information on all this.
All right, the Galactic Warriors. That sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a TV show. Something I watched as a kid, perhaps. Let's talk about the wine. If all you wine fans, you probably want to head out to Alamogordo June 25th. Talk about their wine festival.
Get over there.
Get your swerve on there. Just don't get a designated driver or stay the weekend or something. Don't be smart. Don't be.
It's going to be June 25th, and you can KESHBI.org. I don't know how you say that word. Keshby or something.
Keshby outside.
With a wine festival.
Good deal. But that's June 25th in Alamogordo. Do some looking at the KESHBI.org.
Yes.
Keshby.org. Spencer Theater and Alto, they got some stuff coming up this summer. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, they got the summer season. As the Spencer Theater, you can contact at .com. And that's all the information I got. They got stuff all summer.
Okay. Yeah, you can go. I highly recommend you check that out. If you've never been to the Spencer Theater, that's another place you ought to check out at least once. It's a beautiful facility. For folks that don't know, it was built by Jackie Spencer, a lady who's an heir to the Wall Street Journal, the Dow Jones. Her family's old money, big time, like Dow Jones, billionaire, stockholder stuff. And she called Rietoso home. She lived there. She built a beautiful home there. Mm-hmm. And she was a huge fan of Broadway shows. Like she loved, Broadway plays and stuff. So she built the Spencer Theater to bring Broadway shows to her.
Oh.
She had that kind of money. That's what we're talking here. And so the Spencer Theater is a beautiful, ornate building. The artwork in there is like there's a big red, like Christmas tree looking glass art piece that's in the main lobby. That piece of art alone is worth $1 million. Just to give you. And then they got these red, same vein glass sconces on the walls all over the place. Each one of those are about $40,000 a pop.
Oh, wow.
The reason I know this is my father serves on the board for the Spencer Theater. My father-in-law, I should say, serves on the board. And matter of fact, Jackie Spencer is buried in the Spencer Theater. If you see it, if you go up on, I believe it's on the second floor, there's a room that's got her, a portrait of her, and behind her is her crypt where she's interned. But on the either side of that portrait is the board of directors, and they got these. And my father-in-law is one of the pictures up there. So this is how I know all this stuff. The little behind the scenes about that place.
How far is also from Roswell?
It's about a trip to Ruidoso. It's if you guys know where the Ruidoso Airport is out there on whatever that road, whatever the name of that road is. Like if you go to the Alto Country Club. Or if you go to Flying J Wranglers, it's on that same little stretch of highway right near there. So it takes about an hour 15 minutes, depending on how fast you drive. If you go, like you're going to Ruidoso, turn on the highway to take you to Lincoln. And if you follow that through Lincoln, and then there's a turn right after Lincoln that takes you right into Alto right there. It's about an hour and 15, 20 minutes, depending on how fast you drive. Is the
Spencer Theater open 7 days a week or just on the weekend?
I think it's just open when there's performances. So whenever they have performance nights and things like that. So, but it is a beautiful facility. I highly recommend you checking out a show there. It's kind of highfalutin and fancy, so it'd make it a date night, but it's a beautiful facility. So
I'm surprised you don't have a phone number on here. They just got SpencerTheater.com.
Yeah, check out the website. You'll learn more about it. It's a beautiful facility. Anyway, let's move on here. We got a lot more to get to, so we want to make sure we have time. Let's talk about what is this? The Craft with the Pen Pals. Is this?
Yeah.
What? Tell me a little bit about this.
It's the Soulcraft Pen Pals. 60 years in order. It's free. It's on Wednesday from 1 to 3. That's the Museum and Art Center.
Okay, at the Roswell Museum and Art Center.
And that's all
Perfect.
I got.
Good deal. So inquire at the museum if you're interested in that.
Yes.
They got an event in Cloudcroft coming up in July here, and then it gets September. Their big Shady Pines Chamber Players event. Talk a little bit about this.
They're going to have the concerts on July 3rd to the 7th, September 2nd to the 7th, and it's the Free Shady Pines Chamber. And the players in the concert.
Okay.
And the number is 361-557-1960 for more information.
Excellent. Very good. Give us an update on the Roswell Fine Arts League.
Yeah, it's at 223 North Main Street looking for new members at the Fine Arts. And the number is 575-625-5263 or 575-914-0042.
Excellent. And, of course, we got another Battle of the Bands coming up here. Is this for UFO Festival? This Battle of the Bands here you're talking about? Go for it.
It's going to be July 1st, Friday Battle of the Band. And it's going to be on June 8th and 9th at the theater at 7 p.m. You can go to the Facebook page of Roswell Theater.
Good deal. Is that July 8th and 9th? I'm sorry.
Yeah, June 8th and 9th. Well, that one's over with.
Yeah, that one's already happened.
No, they let $1 short on it.
Yeah, but the battle itself is on July 1st, so you can come out and check that out.
Yes.
Very good. Let's talk about the event happening. Of course, this here again at the Anderson this weekend. We just talked a little bit about with Raleigh here. You want to kind of remind folks about that?
Yeah, it's going to be this Friday, and then it's the museum at 7 o'clock, the Songbook Concept, 7 p.m. Friday, and it's free at 409 East College, and it's Roland Austin.
Yeah, it's Raleigh Aston. We just had him on last hour. Go check that interview out. But him and Waturo Nilmori on piano, that beautiful piano they got there, they're going to be playing the Great American Songbook. He's got about 15 songs that he's put together. It's really nice. It's all free. They're going to have free refreshments, food, the whole nine. This Friday night, 7 p.m. at the Anderson Museum.
I told you I didn't know nothing about it.
You just didn't know you knew. Nice.
Well, a while ago,
just happens. And then, of course, we do want to remind folks, UFO Festival is just a couple weeks away here, July 1st through 3rd.
Yeah.
Going down here downtown. So definitely make plans to attend. Don't forget Galacticon also going on exact same time at the Convention and Civic Center. So when you get hot and overheated and you're out walking around doing all the stuff, head on over to Galacticon and then suck up some air conditioning and check out the cool stuff in there, too. Which UFO Festival will be in there as well. I know the museum will have some of their panelists and stuff speaking over at the convention center. It's all part of UFO Festival. So
yes.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Chaves County Health Council and their what they've got going on?
June the 30th, the Health Council, the T-shirt design contest. You can have your T-shirts out there. And it's 108 East Bland, Ideas. And it ends July 31st. The winner is picked August 6th at 575-910-0463.
Yeah.
For more information.
This the T-shirt contest is for the Chaves County Health Fair that they're going to be doing in August. And so if you guys remember, they annually each year they do the big Chaves County Health Fair. It's in August. Like kids, they'll do sports physicals for kids, the backpacks. They do all the health screenings, all that stuff. Well, it's happening in August here, all at the Convention and Civic Center. But in the meantime, they're doing a T-shirt contest. So if you design a logo and submit it to the contest, and they pick yours will be the winner, and that'll be the T-shirt for this year's Health Expo. But like I said, you got to get those deadline in by their deadline there and all that.
This says 14 years and over for the contest.
Good deal. So if you love to be an artist and all that, who knows? Maybe you can win this contest, get a little recognition, and of course, get your image on a T-shirt. Pretty cool. So
yes.
Good deal. And then, of course, the Health Expo itself, that will be August 6th. And then they'll have all that kind of stuff.
And the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
At 575-500-2295.
Yes, absolutely. And for all you folks that love, which should be all of us, the Downtown Farmers Market, get ready. We're a couple weeks away. It's not quite there, but first part of July, you'll start seeing them setting out up there on the courthouse lawn here.
There are all kinds of goodies there.
Yeah, it's going
from
to be
7 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And it goes from July 9th to October 8th.
I will tell you this right now. The best pro tip, and I know it's Saturday and you love sleeping in. I hear you. Yeah. But if you want to get the best selection, the best pick of the litter, so to speak, when it comes to fresh produce, you want to make sure you're there closer to 7 a.m. than 11 a.m. Because by 11, if they sell out, they start wrapping up. And not to mention, but if you sleep in and you go out there, still go out there at 11, you're going to find a lot of cool stuff. But if you're looking for something specific or you're like, I want this, be out there at 7 a.m. because that's
go fast.
Because everybody else is out there at 7 a.m. doing the same thing you are. But we're just a couple weeks away, folks. July 9th here. It'll all get underway, and we'll be ready to come get some fresh produce and come and if you're a nonprofit, want to set up shop out there, reach out to Main Street. They'd love to have you be a part of it. So good deal. All right, let's go on to Ruidoso, the Billy the Kid, or Chili the Kid Beer and Wine Festival, I should say. That's pretty catchy. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Beer, Wine, and Festival in the Chili. It's at the Santa Fe Furniture Event Center. Racetrack, you can call 575-378-4440 and get out there and try some chili and different wines and things.
Nice. It's catchy. Chili the Kid Beer and Wine Festival. It makes me kind of giggle. Chili the Kid. That's pretty good.
That's pretty neat how they nicknamed that.
It's catchy. I'll give them a Chili the Kid. I'm down. Let's talk about the event happening in Portales here in August.
Yeah. In August, it's going to be the Remnant Trust Exhibition, Eastern New Mexico University, the Golden Student Success Center. You can visit Eastern New Mexico University .education, then Remnant Trust.
Okay, very cool. Excellent. So if you're a truck guy and all trust and all that, love that, all those exhibitions and things, you should be right up your alley there. Very cool.
Yes.
Let's move on to July 1 through 4 in Mescalero. They've got is that the Aspen ceremony, or is that Apache ceremony and rodeo? Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're going to have the rodeo July 1st through the 4th.
Okay.
And the parade's on Saturday at 10 a.m. That's on July 2nd. And that's at MescaleRaPacheTribe.com for more information.
All right. And then also on July 4th weekend, Lincoln's going to be hosting a concert as well, too, the town of Lincoln there.
Yes.
With the Billy the Kid Trail, not Chili the Kid. That's going to be Michael Martin Murphy's going to be in concert there in Lincoln there in July 4th.
Yes.
Good deal. That's the Billy the Kid Trail, 7 p.m. And you can come out and check out that concert there, too.
Yes.
And then, of course, Alamogordo's got their Independence Day parade and all that good stuff on July 4th as well, too, for you to check out, right?
Yes.
Good deal. All right, let's. We're trying to move these we're running short on time, so I want to kind of get through these. Let's talk about June 18th and 19th. Does that say Chevy Festival?
Chevy Festival, 236 Cotton, and whatever that road is. Nicholas Radolph Orchard, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5. You got train rides, food vendors, and 80 art craft, live music, the petting zoo. Visit Facebook event page.
Okay, and just look for the Chevy Festival is what it's called.
Yes.
Cool, and it's coming up this weekend here. Awesome.
Yeah, this weekend.
Excellent. Let's put this on people's radar. The Roswell, the arts and crafts. Don't forget, the second Saturday every month is their big free craft for locals and everything at the museum.
Yeah, it's a museum from 10 to 1. I went there Saturday. And it's really nice for the kids. They make all kinds of stuff, and always on the second Saturday.
Yeah, so mark that in your calendars if you're looking for family stuff to do that's free. That's what mark that for the Roswell Museum and Arts Center there. What's the talk a little bit about the Roswell? Was it the Fire Ants League?
Yeah, the Fine Arts.
Oh, Fine Arts. Oh, they said Fire Ants. I thought that was like the Fire Ants League. Yeah, give us an update. Sorry. Now they see fire. Now that you say Fine Arts, I see it. But I saw Fire Ants, and I'm like, I was like, I don't know about this one. So tell us about the Fire Arts League.
The Fine Arts League is the second Monday of the month at 6:30 p.m. It's the Art Gallery, 223 North Main Street.
Excellent. So come and be a part. Good news, Walk for Hope is happening this year.
Yes.
Finally, we got, it's going to be happening. They're now signing up teams for Walk for Hope. It's going to be taking place in October.
October 1st.
October 1st, and it's an amazing event. It is the largest fundraising event for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, which is a great organization that helps families that have family members battling cancer here in Chaves County. It helps them financially, paying ancillary expenses like your car payments or house bill or electric bill. They help families through those needs so that the family can focus on getting their family member back to healthy again. So they do great work, but Walk for Hope is their big fundraising event to help these families. So if you want to get involved, or it's been a few years and you were like, I can't wait to get back involved again.
Yeah.
It's on. Start getting your teams together, start putting them together, and reach out and get that done.
Yeah, I talked to Kathy on the phone. It's going to be at the Gateway School football field.
Okay.
On October 1st. Then I'm going to go at Sierra Grande. It's going to be at Gateway.
Okay. Good deal. So please get those teams, come participate. It's a moving experience, a moving event. It's fun, it's sad, it's happy, it's mad, it's all of the emotions in one night. It really is. So.
And the T-shirts are $20 now. They're not $10. They're $20. And then the ones are cancer-free or patients are free.
Good deal. And, of course, they use that money to go back to the Cancer Fund. So, please, buy as many shirts as you can. So, all right. Let's, of course, it's summer months, which means Roswell Invader Baseball is happening. Give an update on some of their games.
Yes, we're playing Trinidad this weekend coming up. Then the Colorado Springs and the Alpine the 25th. I'd like to see that game. And you can, I don't have no more information on the numbers or nothing.
If you just go to like the Roswell Invaders website, you can get tickets and all that stuff there. It's very easy to get. Or you can get tickets at the gate for any of these games too. That's no problem. Walk on up and they'll get you tickets. So. Yes. Come on out to Coca-Cola Field when they got their games out there.
Yeah.
Or Joe Bauman Stadium, depending on how you know it. Let's see. Let's talk about the Hawaiian Dance Group.
The Hawaiian Dance Group 7 p.m. It's going to be 18 and older. It's a pre-class, 575-840-7234. They'll give you all the information.
Good deal. And then, of course, we had actually Bob Power on yesterday. This Saturday night, they're going to have a big fun dance out at Westminster Presbyterian Church. Cibolo Springs will be the responsible for the entertainment, and they do an amazing job with country, western, rock and roll, a little bit of everything there. I think she was like a Vegas entertainer, and then she was in Dallas, and she won like Entertainer of the Year awards there in Dallas. It's a very talented group there. They're very good.
It's $5 a person. They got some food and they cokes and stuff.
Bob's on burgers. He said they're going to be He's going to be grilling up burgers and dogs tomorrow night for the dance. Saturday night for the dance.
Yeah, Bob Powers and Tom Blake.
But again, that'll be 6 to 9, $5 entry fee into the dance out at Westminster Presbyterian Church. They're on 4th Street over behind Champion Motorsports.
Yes.
There, right there. And, of course, if you love gospel music, Robert is a man who sings at church on Sundays and does his gospel singing. He does have a CD with 14 of original songs with Robert accompanied by a piano. And if you'd like a copy of the CD, he can help you out with that.
Yeah.
Good deal. We'll give you his number here in a minute.
Yeah.
And then, of course, one more thing. VFW is now back in action, and they're looking for new members and things like that. And it's great to see that the VFW is back here in our community and get going again. So, but they meet the third Thursday of the month.
Yeah, the third Thursday of the month at Grace Community at 7 o'clock.
7 p.m. So if you're interested in becoming a VFW member, or if you're qualified for that, come on out to their next meeting. And I've heard nothing but great things. I've heard a couple. I'm involved with American Legion, and but a lot of people swim in those circles, and they said they're doing a great job getting that VFW post going and really, really doing the service it deserves, because it's a service organization, and they're really doing a good job. So if you want to get back in, they come out to one of their meetings.
Yeah, they're trying to get me to join that. I'm in American Legion, so I may join sometime this summer.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I know the requirements are a little bit different for VFW versus American Legion. I think you have to have some kind of combat hours for VFW. I don't know the whole off the top of my head here.
When I first moved here in '93, they had 2 VFWs going at one time.
Yeah, and then things happened over time, and they kind of went away. And but now they're bringing them back, and they're right like the phoenix rising from the ashes here. Yeah. So, of course, if you want a copy of Robert's CD or have questions about any of the events we talked about here, you can always reach out and call Robert here. Leave a message. If you don't get live Robert, he'll return your call as soon as possible. Give out your phone number for folks.
My number is 575-208-9513, and you can leave a message on the phone.
Yeah.
And like I say, we appreciate Mike and the radio station and everything they do.
Anytime.
For Roswell and everything. And,
anytime. We're glad
to
help.
The message out to people, and they really help Roswell quite a bit.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. It's our community. We want an awesome community like everybody does, and we're glad to do our part. So thank you, Robert. Appreciate the visit. We'll see you here next time, and have fun with all these shows. You're going to be a tired man after going to all these stuff. You might need a nap between now and then.
Well, I've got a lot of stuff to do.
Very good. Well, thank you, Robert. We'll see you next time, okay?
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. It is 9:56. Quick break before we go. Don't go away.
But we just did.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street is still struggling in the immediate wake of yesterday's sell-off that sent the market into bear market territory. The benchmarks, which opened modestly higher, drifted back into the red at mid-morning. Wholesale inflation rocketed higher last month, producer prices surging 10.8% in May from a year ago.
The Labor Department report shows the producer price index rose at a slightly slower pace last month than in April. That's when it jumped 10.9% from a year earlier. May's figure is down from an 11.5% yearly gain in March. The figures indicate that rising prices will continue to erode Americans' paychecks and play havoc with household budgets in the coming months.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Elon Musk will address Twitter employees on Thursday for the first time since offering $44 billion for the social media platform. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
When you get home this evening, take a look at your furniture. If you're like most people, you never intended to keep it this long. But there it is, the same old furniture. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture and give your home a brand new look. Right now at Glenn's, everything in the store is specially priced, including stylish power reclining sofas and love seats, smart and practical dinettes and dining tables, and the latest sleep technology for your bedroom. Delivery is always free at Glenn's Furniture at Union and Alameda, helping people change for the better since 1953.
This lot is hot. The summer of savings is on now at Roswell Nissan with scorching savings on a fresh lineup of amazing vehicles like a 2016 Nissan Altima for just $319 a month, a 2015 GMC Terrain for just $269 a month, or a 2016 Jeep Cherokee for just $209 a month. Get a Mexico resort vacation or Apex Cinema movie ticket just for stopping by, an Apex Cinema gift card with any test drive, and your choice of splash pad with purchase. And register to win a trampoline basketball hoop combo to be given away June 18th at 1 p.m. The summer of savings on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
All right, we only got like 30 seconds, so I'm going to leave you with a meme Sean just texted me.
Yes.
The Beastie Boys are releasing a 5-part anthology. Parts A through D are free. You have to fight for your right to Part E. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Travis Sexton up next.
Just kidding. Thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing day. We'll talk to you bright and early. 7 a.m. tomorrow.